Live from Northern California and West Virginia, welcome to the King and the Cuck Show. My name is Coach Eli, a.k.a. the Morning Stir.
I'm too goddamn pissed off to even intervene. Just go ahead and get your cucking on. Let's go ahead and start this shit.
Well, how about one more time, a double dose of the Morning Rooster to start off?
Okay, I'm not doing two of them. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right. Can you hear me all right, Cuck?
Yeah, I can hear you quite well. You know what, JB Gunner? How about you? Take it away here.
I'm about to. Yeah, you've had enough. You've done enough damage here tonight. Now let me go ahead and introduce myself. As you guys know, I'm JB Gunner. This is the Cuck right here that I'm dealing with. Now let me tell y'all something. I am about as furious can be because this fucking Cuck right here, this jerk off, has literally had me sitting here at my computer for an hour while he tries to set up a live stream. Cuck, why don't you tell the people how much of a fuck up you are?
Well, JB, I actually was trying to come up with a better solution, and that was to use a new program called Wirecast because we've been having some issues with the streaming. And I am at my lady's place, Dana. She's actually away.
Don't start talking about the broad. Just tell them why you're a fuck up, Cuck. Tell them what's been going on for the last hour.
Well, I've been trying to get Wirecast to work. We did a test run and it was working beautifully with some beautiful graphics, but I couldn't get the audio to work. So I'm going to fix all those issues between now and next week, and then we'll have a more professional-looking show. That's the honest truth, JB.
So explain to these people why when I suggested that if you don't have it done by 6:30, that we get together, I show you how to use XSplit very easily, and then we go live. And then explain to these people why we're 5 minutes late, Cuck, since you're late to everything. Just tell them, motherfuckers.
I'm always working overtime trying to create bigger and better things. I mean, there's really no excuse, JB. I will concede to you, just like Hillary Clinton did to Donald J. Trump. That's all I can say, man. I'm trying to make shit happen.
Yeah. I hear you, Cuck. Anyways, for you guys that's in the chat room, I do want to say hello to the Lone Wolf, Brian Richardson. Luke, let me know if everything sounds good. But here's the thing. Today, what we have Howard Dare coming on the show. He will be on at around 7:30. I will make the announcement. The Cuck cucked us all. Big John will not be here today. Chris Cantu is in the mountains. He will not be here today. So as you can see, things began to fall apart as we approach showtime. And then the Cuck did a whole bunch of retard Cuck shit. And, we were unable to do so. We were unable to get things going correctly. But we're here now, so let's get the thing started. Just as usual, I will tell you guys now, the links are in the bottom. If you guys want your comments read on air, feel free to send a PayPal. Feel free to do any of that, and I will gladly obliterate the Cuck for you. Next week, we are looking, I am hoping... What the fuck was that, Cuck?
Well, JB, while you were talking all that shit about me and it kind of explained everything else, I was listening to the first part of the show on my smartphone and watching it, and it's coming through clear. So, once I get Wirecast all fixed, man, we're going to have a beautiful show. But it's looking all good in the hood.
It's looking good, and we're not in the hood. We're literally on our internets. But anyways, it's good to see you.
You just don't like it. Listen, goddammit, you don't like it when I say the word hood or use the phrase "all good in the hood" because you think I'm as honky tonk as honky tonk gets, right? Come on, JB, why don't we just go there? Let's start this show off right.
I wouldn't say all good in the hood, and I am not. At the end of the day, I'm from the hood. But anyway, listen.
Part of the hood, and you've been in and out of many aspects of the hood. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, mind your business, Cuck. All right. So coming up on the next couple of weeks for you guys, we do have some big shows. We do have some big shows lined up for you. Hopefully, the Cuck will be bringing on his lady next week, and hopefully we will be able to put that show together for you. JB Gunner, Cuck Eli, Dana Ogney. And if we can put that together, that will be a masterpiece. I'll be reading your comments, of course, as they come through next week as well. And then the following week, I want to make this clear. Me and Cuck Eli are going to have a drink off. We each are going to get a fifth. Have we decided on what it is? Crown apple? Is that what we're going to do? So you can have some flavors in your drink, Cuck. And
I never knew that Crown Royal actually made an apple version. But yeah, I'm all good with that, JB Gunner.
Okay, you sound drunk now. Are you okay, Cuck?
Well, I to you, I sound drunk when I'm normal. So I don't know. This show wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be interesting if I didn't sound drunk when I'm not. So you're going to see how I am when I'm really drunk.
I'm sure there'll be all kinds of gay shit you'll be saying that night. But anyways, all right. So go ahead.
I think they're wonderful people. Like Cicely says, they're wonderful people. Everyone's a wonderful man or woman in his eyes.
That's how you feel about the gays.
Well, I'm straight, but you know what? If they wanna live their life that way, it's their choice. I mean, they're human beings like you and I. They just like same sex instead of opposite sex.
I was watching something earlier. It was actually really funny. I was watching someone else's video, and it was about a guy who, it was about a chick who had 4 boyfriends, a husband, a fiance, and 2 other boyfriends, and her husband just was okay with it. And when I was watching the Cuckery, it reminded me of you heavily. I have to ask you, Cuck, if your girlfriend came to you and said, listen, I would like to have an open relationship. I would like to get into polyamory or anything like that. What would be your reaction? What would you say? If it meant you could have other pussy, everything.
I think you asked me this yesterday on some different streams, but I'm going to answer it the same way.
I've never asked you this at all because I literally just watched the video right before we came on air.
I am a one-woman man. And so for me, it wouldn't work. And I know it wouldn't work for her. I mean, I know some of you guys get off on, having multiple women and then convincing them that, hey, we can have an open relationship. We can have our serious, romantic, loving, caring, lovey-dovey type of relationship. But, like you said, at the end of the day, for me, it just wouldn't go any further than what I have right now. I'm not into, multiple people. I'm a one-woman.
Cuck, do you even know what an open relationship is?
Yeah, it means that you're allowed to fuck other people while you're with somebody on a serious level.
Okay, so if your girl brought that to your attention, you would say what? If you love her, you want her to be happy, what would you do?
You piece of shit.
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, JB, number one, I know my woman really well. I'd be very surprised if she would even, consider that.
Right, but you can't. Don't start your dodging questions. We did this for 8 hours yesterday.
There's no dodging. I'm speaking to the truth, motherfucker. I mean, look, you asked me a question. I'm going to tell you how I feel.
If she came to you and said, "Baby, I love you. I love you very much. So I want us to still be together. I want us to have kids. I want us to get married. But I really think that an open relationship would do us good." And if she came to you and said that to you, but you really love her, you don't want her to go anywhere, what would you do? Because you said yourself, if things don't work out with Dana, you'll go MGTOW Monk. So at that point in time, you got a choice between an open relationship with your girl and MGTOW Monk status. Which one would you choose and why?
You know what, JB? You're like I used to be. You're asking a question that, regardless of how I answer,
it's called a hypothetical. It's just called a hypothetical. I'm just curious.
No, it's called a fucking ambush. That's what it's called.
Can anybody else tell that this Cuck doesn't ever want to answer any question that's get at? Just answer the question. It's a hypothetical.
I would not do that. I don't. I don't get off on those things, and the thought of that doesn't get me off. I get off on having one good, decent woman.
Right. So if the thought got her off and she was like, baby, I think we should do this, what would you do?
I'd probably go MGTOW monk.
Okay. All right. The lone wolf wants to know, Eli, are you wearing a bra?
No.
No. All right. All right. So, anyways, we will be bringing how. Go ahead.
Want to see my fucking pecs, motherfucker? Well, you want a piece of this?
The lone wolf will kick your ass. You know that, right?
I don't even know who the fuck the lone wolf is. He hides behind a fucking,
No, he doesn't hide. No. I'm sorry. That's Danny's channel. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? That's so Danny.
That's Danny?
Yeah.
Did he change his name?
That's none of your goddamn business, Cuck. I'm telling you now, it's Danny.
Okay. Well, I'll just click on go to channel.
It's Danny.
Oh, 20. It is. There's this pic. Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's talked a bunch of shit about me in the past. It's all good. It's all good, dude. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. No, these I don't wear any bras, man. I just have man pecs.
Can you kick Danny's ass? That's the question. Can you kick Danny's ass?
No, he's a bigger guy than me. I wouldn't even attempt it. But you know
what?
Is
there anyone in the MGTOW community that you can kick's ass? That you've seen?
You know what, JB? I'm sure there are some people that I'm probably capable of kicking their ass, and some can kick mine. But I don't play that way, JB. I'm not a violent person. I don't believe in violence. Remember, I'm liberal, JB. I'm the liberal.
So what does that mean? That you'll suck their dick instead of punch them in the snout? Well, I mean, you tell me.
No. You know what? I just withdraw. Remember like when I withdrew from the MGTOW community, JB? If it doesn't make sense, you just walk away. Turn and walk away. Just like when it doesn't work with a woman. If a woman doesn't want to be with you, in a romantic way, but she wants to be your friend, you just turn and walk away. You don't look back. You don't give into something that's not going to work for you, JB Gunner.
Okay. All right, now I'm just going to kind of touch into the news here today, Cuck. I know you don't really watch the news or read anything. You just kind of sit around cucking around. Today, there was a serial killer, and I'm a huge fan of serial killers. Anyway, the Golden State Killer was.
He got caught.
Yeah, Cuck. Can I finish my intro into the story, into the topic?
I live in the fucking Golden State, so this has meaning to me. But go ahead, West Virginia man.
Yes, you're a giant golden V. Why do you always call me West Virginia man? I've literally lived in 3 states since you've known me. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so obviously we have a serial killer captured. It's been his first killing, they believe, was 1976. I kind of wanted to get your take on this. Me personally, I'm intrigued by serial killers. John Wayne Gacy is in my bloodline. My father's doing 7 consecutive life sentences. So I'm curious about you. When you see a situation, are you at least intrigued by serial killers and this story? In today's age, where there's a lot of technology, are you surprised that a serial killer was able to stay undetected for that long? He's a former cop, but I'm going to just leave it up to you. Do you know anything about the story?
Yes, and I know there are many serial killers that have entered our society since I've been around, JB. And here's the thing: I can sum it up very quickly. Look, I may be curious as to why they did what they did or what drove them to do it. That's the same. It's the same thing that the homicide detective is going to do when they're trying to capture someone. And once they catch them, they want to find out what were their intentions, right? But as far as condoning their behavior, I don't condone that one bit. It's ridiculous. But some guys get off on that. Some guys, will go out, and I say guys because there have been more guys than women that have been serial killers.
Yes, because women aren't accurate killers. They're accurate when it comes to taking a man's resources, but they're not very accurate at killing. That's why women attempt suicide 3.5 times more than we do, but we essentially we're successful 2.5 times more than they are. Go ahead.
Yeah, but JB, here's the thing: you have some guys that will target, let's say, 20 to 25-year-old girls. Some guys are pedophiles; they'll target underage women, and then they'll kill them differently like strangulation or mutilation or whatever it is, because they're getting off on the fact that they're in control and dominant of female kind. Okay, and that to me is just it's a sick man. It's a sick man. So that's all I'm saying, man. I don't condone that shit. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but are you at least fuck it. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this particular story that I mentioned? Any thoughts at all? Anything that you can articulate in words instead of just sitting there filibustering and cucking around?
Again, I don't really have much to say besides, the fact that he got caught, and you know what? It's about fucking time. And here's the thing, I just like to put these stories behind me and behind society and move forward and just, hope it doesn't happen again. I mean, these are sick, man. They make me sick, and I just I hate talking about this shit.
Fine. Well, I'm going to tell a little bit more details of the story. Well, what the guy was doing is he was breaking into couples' houses, right? And essentially he was tying up the guy, and he eventually raped the chick. Now here's what he did though. Like, he would tie you up, Cuck, and he would put dishes on your back and tell you that if those dishes fell off your scrawny little back, he's killing both of you. A lot of people died, 12 people to be exact, 50 women raped. Curious, in that situation, how nervous would you be, and would you be able to keep the plates, the dishes on your back?
I don't think so, JB. I think, if somebody has a knife to your face or a gun to your head, I mean.
But they wouldn't. Remember, they'd have the dishes on your back and they'd be over there raping your girl. That was what he was doing. So you had to watch him rape your girl. And if those dishes fell off your back, he would kill you both.
The thought of it just makes me sick. I mean, we probably wouldn't make it out of there alive. I'll tell you, because there are sick men.
Are you getting queasy, Cuck? Are you getting queasy?
These stories make me sick, man. They make me sick. These guys that do this shit make me sick. Sick. They make me sick, JB.
Are you okay?
No, I'm good, man. I just, these bastards should, rot in hell, and they should all get the death penalty, which is on the table here in California.
I'm surprised, actually. I'm surprised that's the situation. All right, now later on we're hearing about
surprised that California has a death penalty because we're such a liberal state.
Yeah, you guys like to kill babies. You guys like to kill babies, but not criminals.
Well, we do have the death penalty.
Yeah, but I'm saying liberals in general, not just California cucks.
Sure, maybe us Californians are a little bit different.
Can you refer to yourselves as Californian cucks, please? This is the King and Cuck show.
No. You make it sound like the California Angels when they were called that back in the days. The California Cucks sounds like a sporting event, a sporting team. The California Cucks, man.
The California Mighty Cucks. Ain't that a bitch?
The mighty fucking fuck you, the mighty Cucks. Piece of shit.
So, all right. So later on, we're going to have Howard Dare on, and we're going to be discussing the idea of women as president. Now, you're on record saying that you voted for Hillary Clinton for being a woman. So I want us to touch on this a little bit before we end up bringing Howard Dare in. I'm curious on your take on this. Well, I already know your take on this, but Cuck, I'd like you to elaborate for the audience. Tell them exactly why it is that you love the idea of women being the president, telling you what to do so much. Is it the Cuck just oozing out, or what? What's your deal?
Why do I like the idea of a woman having a chance to get in office? Is that what you pretty much are asking, JB?
Yeah, you said you voted for Hillary Clinton because you wanted to see what a woman would do in that position. I already know. Well, go ahead. I'll do my commentary in just a second. You tell us.
And listen. I know most people out there, even if they're liberal, are going to wonder, why. Some liberals have shifted their views, now after what they've seen happen and since Donald Trump's been in office. But in all honesty, I've always been a registered Democrat. I was indoctrinated into the culture from my family. I had a good family life. My family's always voted the Democratic Party, and that's just the way it's been. It's been simple. Um, and when it came to Hillary Clinton, I started thinking this many, many, many years ago. I started thinking this could be a chance to see if a woman could possibly do a better job than a man in office. Now, most men are thinking that they probably would not be able to do as good, But I'm just saying, look, regardless
Well,
of which,
what evidence do you have? All right, I'm a serious question. Since you said Hillary Clinton, would any woman have done, or was it because she was a woman and a Democrat? Is it because of Hillary? You believe in what Hillary Clinton's done in the past? Well, exactly why Hillary Clinton? Why did you feel she was the one to take the lead? Just curious.
number one, her being a Democrat, and like I said, JB, I was raised and indoctrinated in that culture. My family has always voted for the Democratic Party. So, that was a huge part of it right there. But at the same time, for me, I'm always about, hey, let's see if something that's not usual can make a difference. So in this case, we've never had a woman president.
So would you vote? Would you vote a rooster in? Because I mean, we've never had that either.
Well, when I vote a fucking rooster in, JB, well, JB, the answer to your question is
no, no, no,
Okay.
no.
Jesus Christ. I find it odd that you just have my voice at your house or at your girl's house. That's Dana's house. But anyways.
Right. That's right. You're not too fond of that, are you? Or are you fond of that, JB? It could be the other way around.
No, I'm fond of my voice being at your girl's house. There's no problem there.
Right,
Anyways.
right. Let's go on. Go on. Come on.
Yeah, we're going on. All right. So let me ask you something. With all of Hillary Clinton's past, let's just say business and politics, what is it about her specifically that made you think, you know what, she may do a good job? Anything that you know about her past, or what policies has she passed or has she been part of? Has she helped get passed in the past that made you feel, you know what, I think she'll be a good president? What work has she done?
There's too much to get into, and if I really hold on a second, if I start getting into it, I'm going to get shitted on by you in the chat, and the bottom line is it's never going to end. So, what I'm going to say is that she's done some great things, but she's done some things that obviously are not so great. Okay.
Can you name one great thing? Just one. It don't have to be great to me. Remember, this is a back and forth dialogue, a discord. This is me and you going back and forth.
A discord. Fucking hate discord.
So do I. So you don't have to, I don't have to agree with you, and neither does the audience. On your opinion, what one thing stands out in your mind as a great thing that Hillary Clinton's done?
It's something that none of you guys want to hear.
We all want to hear it. That's why we're here.
Well, you want to hear me say it so you can shoot it down because that's why you're going to call me the liberal cuck when I say it. But the bottom line is, I think that Hillary Clinton has been a great role model for women.
Outstanding. Tell me what she did to make that the case. Was it the way she vigorously went after Bill Clinton's rape victims?
We're going back to Bill Clinton days. I did not have sexual relations. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm asking you what did Hillary do for women?
Hillary's done a lot for women. She's
name me one thing. Just one thing.
I can't speak on something in particular, JB. She just stood up for women. She's a feminist.
Oh, you like them? That's what you want, a feminist president? That's what you're interested in?
There are two, in my opinion, JB. There are two different types of feminists. Okay, there are women that have been indoctrinated into our modern culture that now have civil rights, and then there are radical feminists that take it a bit too far. I don't think Hillary Clinton is a bad version of a feminist, but she's made some mistakes, just like anyone has made mistakes. Okay, so
I just asked you to tell me one good thing she's done, and you said what she's done for women. So I'm asking you,
inspirational in general. She's an inspiration to women. That's what I'm going to say. I mean, there's really not much more for me to say because, I mean, I don't want to get into this bitch fight back and forth with a bunch of guys in this chat that are still primarily MGTOW guys. It's the audience.
Cuck, you realize you do this with every topic that we bring up. You and me are supposed to be exchanging dialogue. This logo right there says the King and the Cuck Show. Yeah. We are supposed to go back and forth and exchange dialogue. But you just filibuster all day. Do you know what filibuster means?
I don't know, JB. Tell me.
It is Jesus Christ. Okay, essentially is where someone stands up and they just essentially babble and push away this. All right, the word is used for like when people in Congress want to talk a lot to pass time. So the bill that's up for vote never gets passed because, well, the time runs out. So essentially that's what it is. It is essentially you just talking instead of answering the question or the issue until we just get bored and move on to a new topic. That's what filibustering is. Any comments?
I can understand why you would think that way, JB. I think what you're saying is that.
And how the hell are you 40 years old and you don't know what a fucking filibuster is?
Because that kind of shit doesn't faze me, man. I try. Here's the thing. I try to live my life as positive as possible. I try to remove as much negativity from my life as possible, and that includes the negative political aspects. So it's like when I hear something happening, I tune it out, man. I just don't want to hear it. I've had enough negativity in my life to the point of where I'm done with it. I throw it in the trash.
You're a wonderful human being. All right, so all right, let's get back to Hillary Clinton. So you would vote for her today if the election was to happen. You would vote for her still today at this moment, right? Is that an accurate statement?
That is not what I'm saying. I don't know who I would vote for today.
That's what I'm asking you. If the election was redone today, right now, would you vote for Hillary Clinton?
When would the polls be closing? Tonight at 8 o'clock? Or
sure. Yes. If you don't, yes, tonight at 8 o'clock, right now. You have 27 minutes. What would you do? Would you vote for Hillary or not? Or would you vote for Donald Trump? Or anyone else within the let's just act like all fucking 17 Republicans are back. The Green Party bitch, Stein, and then the 4 Democrats. Who would you vote for if the election was right now?
To be honest with you, for the first time since I was legally able to vote at 18, okay, I may not even vote at all, to be honest.
That's okay. All right. So that's
but
do you not see? You're a woman. I swear to God, you have a vagina because you literally pass up and you dodge every question. I don't know when I've ever gotten a straight answer from you. It took me 15 minutes for you to fucking finally answer that you wouldn't allow Dana to suck another dick, that you wouldn't allow her to have an open relationship. Right or wrong?
But JB, I answered your question. I'm not into that. Just because I'm not. See, the reason why you ask these questions is because I'm not into this shit, and then you can come back and cut me on it. That's the purpose here, man. That's how it works. I'm answering the questions honestly.
I just want an answer of my questions. We're 2 grown men having a conversation. That's all I want is an answer to the questions. You know what I'm saying? Now, no one has some sort of malicious intent behind a simple question like, "Would you let your girl suck another dick?" There's nothing malicious to that.
Okay.
And so, hey, it's good to see. Yeah, they did back out, Janet. I apologize. But listen, Cuck. What I'm saying is, if you had the election to do all over again today, who would you vote for? Don't take the pussy way out and say nobody. I mean, that's a coward's way out. You know it is.
JB, in all honesty, I probably wouldn't vote. Okay, because in all honesty, I can't make it.
You have to pick one, Cuck. You have to pick one. Jesus Christ, Cuck, you knew politics was going to be discussed on this show. You should have looked up what a filibuster was, and you should have been prepared for questions like this. I told you an hour ago I was going to be discussing women presidents. Shit, man.
JB, but in all honesty, if I had a week or two to think about it, I could probably give you an answer next week. The bottom line is, JB, look, I would need time to think about that. Right now, it hasn't.
You had the election happen in 2016, man. It's 2018.
Yeah, but if you're creating, this question right now, this very moment, and I've had no time to prepare for it.
Eli, do you know who the vice president is?
Dude, look.
Do you know who the vice president is?
I could care less, dude. I could care less.
You don't know who the fucking vice president of the United States of America is?
I could care less.
You can't just answer the question, yes or no.
The political stuff just gets to me. Man, it just fucking gets
But
to me.
you knew that, bro. You've been talking politics on your videos.
Yeah, MP, dude.
Can you at least just admit that you're in water deeper than what you can swim in? Can you just do that and say, look, dude, I'm actually politically ignorant, and this probably isn't the direction we need to take things. And if that's the case, that's not a problem, Cuck. We can take it wherever you want to take it. We don't have to take it. We don't have to make it political. We can discuss. This is the King and Cuck show. Can be anything. So let's just settle it now that maybe politics isn't for you. Is that an accurate statement?
I never said it was for me, man, and I could care less. I mean, dude, look, this politics just drive me crazy because it's not helping me, JB. Here's the truth.
Okay, I'm listening.
When you look at Trump and your buddy Pence, MP, okay, look, I cringe at times because what are they doing to help me specifically? What are they doing to help me? What are they doing to help you? You tell me. Specifically tell me, what are they doing to help?
Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing. I would like to see a wall. I would like to see immigration. I would like to see our immigration enforced, and that's something that they're going for. They just passed a wonderful tax plan. That's what they just did. Donald Trump is now actually going to be one of the first presidents to meet with Kim Jong-un. Maybe we can settle that whole North Korea thing. They're actually doing a lot of things for not just me, but my country. They're doing a lot of things for me. We finally have a president that says, fuck you if you're not from America. I'm America first. And I like that. We have a president that openly said, look, man, when you're rich, these bitches want to fuck you. You can just grab them by the pussy. They don't give a fuck. I like that. I like having a president with no filter. I like having a president that talks just like myself. I like having a president that is arrogant and confident enough that he has a fucking badass wife and he's unapologetic. He just brings her dumb, stupid ass right in front of the camera and sits there and says, well, you would fuck her too. And I like having a president like that. See, he may be a simp. He may, listen, he may or may not be. That's irrelevant right now. But his politics, his political sides is exactly what I want. And yes, Jamie, I understand there's 14 thumbs downs. We've already established that the same people use sock puppet accounts. It's no big deal to me. If you really think it's 14 motherfuckers thumbs down in this shit, then you're goofy. All right, go ahead, Cuck. All you got to do, Jamie, is look in the chat room. You will see who's the new face. You will know where they're affiliated, and that should tell you exactly where they're coming from. So anyway, go ahead, Cuck. We have Howard Dare in the building.
Hey, JB.
Hey, my
Howard,
man. How you been, brother?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on. That's a great looking, avatar symbol you've got back there. The King of the Cuck show. I like the color. It's looking great.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. And I've had a chance to see some of your videos as of late, man, and we definitely miss your live streams. Brother, how have you been? How I know you haven't had a chance to really interact with the community a whole lot. How have you been though in the interim?
Oh, well, thanks for asking. Hey, Eli.
Hey, hey, Howard.
How's it going? I hope it's going good. Well, like if you can't live stream, you go a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like you get used to being, interacting with people, and then you can't do it, and you're like, what the hell am I going to do with my time? Yeah. So, I'm doing okay. It's like, coming off alcohol or coming off drugs or something like that for a little while, but I'm doing good. Thank you for asking,
Absolutely. Have you had a chance to listen into the show at all? Have you heard some of the Cuck's responses? And, I don't know if you're aware, but he didn't know who our vice president was.
No, I did.
You didn't know who Mike Pence was? You didn't realize that they actually shamed him and mocked him at like a production of Hamilton, a Broadway show? You didn't, they shamed him at the Olympics. He's all over the news. Don't you watch mainstream media news, Eli?
I honestly, very little. I tuned it out because I'm just tired of all the BS. I'm tired of all the crap. I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff, but yeah, no, I know who Mike Pence is. I know the whole story. It's just it cringes me because it doesn't help me personally. Maybe go ahead.
Well, I understand, like you're in a media concentration center. You're in San Francisco. So they bombard the shit out of you guys with, the most leftist liberal news that, is the most emotionally abusive kind of stuff in the world. So you say that, I understand. You evaluate politics relative to what they can do for you. So let me ask you this. If Trump turns out to be really good for the economy and good for, America's standing on the world stage come, the re-election, will you vote for him then?
I would consider it. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, I have time to think about it. I have time to see what's going to happen for the rest of his term. And like, it's not fair for JB to basically say, I have until 8 p.m. tonight or make a decision right now on who would I vote for if the election was right now. And I can't be asked the question.
I didn't say who would you vote for next time. I said if you could do the 2016 election over again, who would you vote for today?
Well, Howard Dare asked me this question when I was on his show, so I'll answer it again. I said I might have considered voting for Trump. I might have, but at the end of the day, I'm torn between both of them, to be honest with you. I'm just torn with our political system because it's really fucked up.
I understand. Yeah, you don't know which way to go. Let me see if we can put it to you in a different way and make the question a little easier. What if you were stuck on a lifeboat, okay? And there was only room for 2 people on that lifeboat. And on that lifeboat was you, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump. Who would you throw off the lifeboat?
Sweet. Answer the man, Cuck. Answer the man.
That's a very difficult question.
It's a morality question.
No, I know what it is. The bottom line is, if I throw Hillary Clinton over, then people are going to call me, a woman hater. If I don't throw her over, then the guys are going to. I can't win either way. The thing is, like, I'm the kind of person that loves to get along with everybody, and unfortunately, the way it seems to be, Howard, is that we have to choose a side.
Quit filibustering. Would you just jump? I'm going to go ahead and mention a comment that Red Pool Jack.
Go ahead.
Would you just jump? Would you just jump yourself?
That's what a true cuck would do, Eli. A true cuck would throw themselves off of the lifeboat. They'd be so fucking upset about making a decision like that. They'd be like, well, the only thing morally that I can do is throw myself off, and they would just end it right there. And that's kind of like what Western civilization is doing, Eli. So would you do that?
I wouldn't want to do that, but that's a tough thing. It's like I wouldn't want to throw anybody overboard, man. But there was only room for 2 people. I mean, it's a difficult question.
Life is hard. Life is hard, and it requires these kind of difficult questions sometimes, or at least this is an example of some of them.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm not trying to deflect the question, and I'm a very open-minded person, but in all honesty, I really don't know how to answer that. And that's the honest truth. I don't.
No, I understand. These are the difficult questions,
What about you, Mr. Dare? Who would you throw over? I'm pretty sure we got the same answer. But I'd
throw the old bitch out.
Yeah,
She doesn't have many years left in her. She's really not very competent. She's never going to the Olympics. You know what I mean? We're never going to train her up. So yeah, she's out of the boat.
Yeah, she's that old dog that you just need to put out anyway. Essentially.
Put it out of her misery.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the truth. So I asked Cuck Eli earlier, why he would vote for a female as president, and his statement is essentially just to see what they would do. My question to you, Howard, is that a dangerous idea? And is that a dangerous idea? Number one, because I think that's the reason Obama got in. Is a lot of people just wanted to say, hey, we got a black guy in, yeah. and I think that same attitude transferred to Hillary Clinton. How dangerous is that concept when we start looking at people and say, we just want to know what it's like? Because I think what's next is somebody's going to say, well, I just want to see an athlete in, or I just want to see a rapper in. When people are voting in this way without actual knowledge, how dangerous is that for our nation?
Oh, it's very dangerous. This is why people, without a certain level of involvement in the system really shouldn't be voting. If you just want to say like, oh, everybody should get a free and equal vote, that's like, well, then what are you going to do? Are you going to let people who want to live on welfare and eat ice cream for the rest of their life have an equal vote? And then are you going to be enslaved, supplying ice cream to a bunch of idiots? And the answer is, yeah, if that's the way you want to do it. And hopefully, we learn from this experience of, oh yeah, it's his turn. Yeah. It's her turn. It's time for, a retarded athlete or a retarded woman who has no qualifications to take the position. No, it's really not. And you don't want to fall into that trap. And I think we do. I think we can fall into that trap when we're, in that world and we're trying to get along and we don't want to make anybody upset. We don't want to make the wrong decision. And it's like, well, yeah, let's remember Obama was running up against McCain. You know what I mean? So this wasn't ideal choices. Yeah. Like people picked Obama because McCain is a little too old, a little too, off the ball, and a little too unlucky. You know what I mean? Like you've got to pick anybody other than him almost.
Yeah. Now, Cuck, did you vote Obama, or were you voting at that time? Did you go Obama, McCain, or in the Romney Obama election? Did you?
I did vote for Obama. Yes.
No, there's no. Listen, I openly confessed that I was a liberal at that time, and I actually did too. And yeah. Listen, I'm from Chicago, south side of Chicago, and I wasn't always a conservative man. So I made that mistake. And believe it or not, I thank Obama, because Obama is what made me conservative. And I think it says a lot about him when you suck that bad that you could take someone out the hood and completely flip them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, I can't represent this shit no more. You know what I mean? But so Obama did that. Now let me ask you, how pleased were you, Cuck, with Obama's performance?
I mean, I was fairly pleased, especially with the Bin Laden thing, and I mean, I honestly think that Obama was a great president. It was nice to have an African American as president. It shows diversity, and he's a very intelligent person. His story is great, his story on how he met his wife and what they went through to get to where they're at today. I can't kick any man down for that, whether they are a liberal or a conservative. So okay. I like his story.
So, all right. I noticed that you threw the black thing in there, and you said, well, it was nice to have a black guy in there. And see, this is the thing with the left. They teach you guys identity politics. And that is the kind of the problem. Now, even your Bin Laden thing, I'll give you that, because I understand the mainstream media told you Obama got Bin Laden. So okay, I'll concede to that.
Well, it happened on his watch. So who else are you going to give credit to?
I'm not 100% sure it happened on his watch, to be honest.
Here, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question really quickly, because you were saying earlier, Eli, that you just don't care about politics, because what have they done for you? Is what you cared about. So what if, and this is what I was asking you earlier. What if Trump really turns the economy around and really brings America back to greatness and world dominance again? Because we're falling by the wayside, Eli. China is overtaking us. The European Union has been kicking us around for a long time. They're playing weird games with, immigration, all kinds of destabilization, all kinds of globalization, all kinds of using corporations to pretty much set the tone. But what if Trump was getting some really good results? Like the economy was turning around. There were plenty of jobs for Black people. The immigration problem was becoming less of a problem.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that, bear on, your thing to make a decision? And what if he was up against, like a Black woman? What if he's running against Oprah? Because this would be historical. She's Black and she's a woman.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, if he changes the world, changes the country, which would probably change the world at the same time, at that level, then yeah, I would fully support him. I'm not saying I don't support him at all. There are, there are things that he's doing that's good, and everyone says he does good and bad things. So, if he does a good job, then yeah, then I'll have a newfound love for him, and I'll completely support him. But at this point, right now, I'm not seeing what I want to see, and I just want people to stop fighting. That's the thing. I'm just tired of the political fighting. We spend more time fighting one another than actually, using that energy to. Do
you consider this a fight?
I wouldn't say it's a fight; it's a debate. I mean, we're going toe to toe. I mean, I like you guys. I think you guys are great. Just because you guys are more on the conservative side doesn't mean I don't like you. But my views. I was indoctrinated and born and raised in a liberal, type of society, and with liberal parents, and that's all I know. I mean, that's how I was raised to be. So I'm open to hearing other views, and I'm open to change. If it's if it's that big of a change, I'm open to it. But guys, this is the way I was born and raised. If you want to kick me,
what kind of nobody's kicking you down. What kind of change would you like to see, Cuck? I agree with Red Pool Jack. He says break the indoctrination. That's true. But what kind of change would you like to see in our country?
What kind of change would I like to see?
Yeah, what could a president do that would make you say they did a great job? They changed shit the way I wanted it.
Number one, I'd like to see poverty really, be taken care of and be squashed.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. I'm glad you said that. So, would you agree that creating more jobs would help that situation?
That would, but at the same time, you have to set stricter regulations for big corporations that basically run everything. Big corporations, in my opinion, they're the ones that run government. They get their way because they pay the most tax dollars. So, it's a bullshit system. Politics, to me, in my honest opinion, is completely fabricated and bullshit, because if you have enough money, you can buy anything. That's the bottom line.
So how do you cure poverty? You know what I mean? Do you work your way out of it with jobs, or are you suggesting, like more welfare and government programs? Because, really what you're looking at is a country going broke through welfare and then revolting, like, some towns do, where they burn down the city because of what, Black Lives Matter's police brutality. You're looking at that type of behavior throughout the whole country because people are not getting enough in welfare, or you're talking about creating a whole bunch of jobs and bringing people back into like a very kind of traditional mindset, Eli. I think like this is one of those situations where you've got, only X amount of room on the lifeboat. Like you don't have a third option. Either you give people free government resources like welfare and they become pissed off and entitled and fat and violent, or you give them jobs, you know what I mean? And give them the opportunity to work out of it. I don't think there's another choice.
I understand where you're coming from, Howard, and no, I would prefer that people have jobs over, taking advantage of welfare. But at the same time, employers need to hire these people and pay them fairly and give them enough benefits and truly do their part. I just think, a big corporate nowadays, is basically playing the system. They run everything because they make the big bucks. They pay the most taxes, and what pays everything for the government? It's big corporate taxes.
Can I ask you? Go ahead.
This
Go
is
ahead.
one of the reasons why Trump is so refreshing, is that he's not beholden to these large corporations. So I don't think your free market and capitalism itself is bad, but I do think when anybody gets way too much power, there's the possibility for serious corruption.
Right. When it becomes a monopoly, is what you're saying. Then it becomes a problem, because then somebody has too much control, and that's the problem right there to me. And I used to discuss these things in my younger days, and then it got to the point of where nothing's really changed, and if Donald Trump is going to make a difference and finally change something, the next time when he runs for re-election, I'll consider voting for him.
Okay, here's a question for you, Cuck.
If it's feasible at that time.
How would you know if he changed anything or not? And this is a legitimate question. Like, I guess what I'm saying is if you stay indoctrinated and you stay in the same little echo chamber, how would you know if he changed anything or not? Are you looking at numbers? Are you looking at stats? Are you looking at job numbers? Because what if I was to tell you that black unemployment is down over the last year? What if I was to tell you that black home ownership is now up despite the fact that it went down during Obama? What if I told you that jobs are increasing by the hundreds of thousands? So I guess what I'm saying is that our economy actually is getting better. Did you pay attention to the stock market where we had all them record days in a row, record weeks? You know what I mean? We've already had good times under Donald Trump. And I guess here's my point. If you're not doing the research and you're not looking or you're not paying attention, even if he changed everything, how would you know? Do you see what I mean? You say it yourself, you don't really pay attention that much to politics.
There's a reason. Would you like to?
Yeah, I would like to know the reason. But what I'm saying is you're going to the voting booth every single time there's an election. If you're not paying attention to the actual shit that's happening, how could you possibly be voting with any type of knowledge, any type of, true, idea of who's running and what's happening? How would you know these things?
JB, I used to follow politics very closely, a long time ago. And it got to the point of where the same old shit was happening to me. I'm only speaking from my experience. I love you guys for who you are, regardless of your views. You're human beings, and I respect your views, right? Even though they may be different than mine. But coming from me, this is how I feel. I'm living maybe it's because I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, one of the most expensive places to live on the planet. My family came here when it was cheaper to buy homes. They made good investments, and they had a great opportunity. Now, for me, it's a lot more difficult. Okay, so I'm considered middle class, and because I'm middle class, basically, I don't really reap the benefits of either end. I get fucked either way. So for me, it's like all these things you're telling me, they don't benefit me at all.
So if Trump's tax plan saves the average middle class family anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 per year, that doesn't benefit you?
When I see it, then I'll talk about it. But let it happen first.
You actually have to have a job, Eli.
I'm self-employed, JB.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're not actually. What I'm saying is you're living off. Are you paying taxes currently?
I pay taxes every JB.
Okay, so you
hold on. Residual income is taxable. The only difference is every time someone renews a policy with you, you get paid on that renewal. You still have to service the fucking policy, man.
Okay. Now, all right.
Taxes, man.
Stop melting, Snowflake. I'm asking you just genuine questions.
Soy Valley.
Well, you're fucked either way. You said it,
Right.
And yeah, you are taxed, right? All men who are not like running a business are fucking taxed ridiculously. Everything you buy, every time you go to the store, every bit of food you consume, you are taxed, vastly.
And I get no benefit of it. Sorry to interrupt you real quick, Howard. No. I get no benefit of it. I'm paying taxes into helping the poor make a living, and I get nothing out of it. I'm helping other people, but I'm not getting any help myself.
Indeed, you're paying into a system so that they can immigrate other people into your system, and then they can put them on, free housing and free, food and free medical insurance, and you're paying for it while the opportunities and the infrastructure around you is just drying up and disappearing. And you're, as a white man, being treated, with contempt and hatred. It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're not really aware of it, or, just concerned with you getting ahead for yourself, I think you have to kind of be able to see the bigger picture to make the informed decisions in the moment, so that, you don't end up being part of your own enslavement.
Yeah.
No, makes a good point.
Cuck, you mentioned earlier about fair wages. Let me ask you something. When it comes to minimum wage, what is your stance on that? Do you believe it should be higher? I'm a believer that minimum wage should be abolished. It shouldn't even exist.
I agree. It shouldn't. And I have some very sound philosophical principles to really back that up. That the market itself will balance itself out into what it really should be. And to fuck with it in any way is really draconian, authoritative, and destructive in the long run. Really, you're killing the free market.
The market decides your value. But
unfortunately.
Yeah, but go ahead, Eli. What is your thoughts on minimum wage? Do you think it should exist? Do you think it should be raised? Do you believe it's fair? You tell us.
Let me tell you something. And maybe it's because of where I live. Okay, minimum wage in California is $11 per hour. When I started working in the late 80s, 89, I was 15 and a half. I was working at a movie theater. Minimum wage went from $3.35 to $4.25 an hour. Minimum wage has not gone up nearly as much as the cost of living has gone up, especially here where I live, in the Bay Area, or pretty much anywhere in California.
Well, hold on. You admit yourself that things are expensive there. Isn't it possible that if people can't afford to live there, they can just move somewhere that they can afford?
JB, I was born and raised here, and I love where I live, and my family's here. And just because I'm now an adult during a time where everything went up in this area doesn't mean that I should have to move. I love where I'm at. And
and yes, it does mean that if you can't afford where you live, if you can't afford where you listen. I love Clearwater Beach. I loved when I lived there before. I made a lot of money, and I got to live literally on the beach 2 streets over from Hulk Hogan. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But you know what? My income dropped, and I realized I could no longer afford that condo on the beach. And so I had to move no matter how much I loved it. And do you see what I'm saying, Cuck? That's the way the world works. You know what I mean? For me to expect, say, well, I lived on the condo on Clearwater Beach once, now I'm entitled to it. That's a ridiculous statement. Just because okay, but back to minimum wage. What do you think about it? Do you think it should be raised? What do you believe is a fair price?
I think it should be definitely raised, especially in California, especially in certain areas. Like I believe in San Francisco, the minimum wage, I believe, is $15 an hour already. And in San Jose, certain cities have their own minimum wages, because in San Francisco, there's no way you're going to be able to do anything for $11 an hour. So here's the thing. I understand where you guys are coming from, when you want, minimum wage to be abolished. But if you do that, what you're doing is basically allowing employers
to determine what you're worth.
And if they want to pay you $3 an hour or $2 an hour, or pay you what they pay someone in a sweatshop in China, they can do that.
But the person can decide whether or not to accept that really shitty offer. And a lot of people will say, screw that offer. I'm not working for $3 an hour. That's the marketplace for the government to come in. And what if you were the employer, Eli? You talk about it like you're an employee for the rest of your life.
Right.
Okay. What if you were the employer? What if you had a company, you employed 5 people in some basic work, you could only afford to pay them minimum wage, and they came to you and they said, we're raising minimum wage by 15%.
Yep.
Well, Howard, here's my answer to that, and I respect what you're saying. Okay. But at the same time, look, minimum wage is supposed to follow, what do you call it? Inflation. And it does not. So while these employers are saying, I can only afford to pay you this much, when inflation happens, if they raise their prices, they should be able to afford to pay the additional payroll.
But here's what you're doing: you're forcing inflation. I'm telling you right now. Ever since all a couple of years ago, I said that the McDonald's will no longer have a dollar menu. And what do you see now? The 1, 2, 3 menu. Why? Because so many places McDonald's is being forced to pay a higher minimum wage. But let me ask you this, Eli. This is my true defense against the abolishment of minimum wage. Okay, you have a lawn. Let's just say you have a lawn. And you have a kid that wants to mow your lawn and you say, I'll give you $20. He really needs that $20, or it could be an adult. That guy really wants that $20. He needs it. He's got kids at home. He wants to go buy some ramen noodles for it. You really need your lawn mowed. So you guys agree, you handshake. That $20 deal is made. And then I come out of nowhere, me being the government, and I say, no, you can't make this deal. You have to give him $50. What is going to happen is you're going to say, no, I don't find my lawn being mowed worth $50. So now that other person's going to lose his chance to make some money. You're going to go ahead and lose your opportunity to have someone else do it. And it's not going to get done either. You're not going to hire that dude to do it for $50 when you value it at only 20. Is it fair for me, the government, to come in and say, no, you have to give him $50 or it's no deal?
JB, there's a workaround to everything, and here is that workaround. Okay, in today's day and age, we have hourly employees, we have salaried employees. Although if you're going to pay somebody a salary, it's a flat, flat weekly, monthly, bi-weekly paycheck, whatever it is, regardless of the hours they work. If you work less hours, then it's more beneficial. If you work more hours, then if you compare it to what your hourly wage would have been, then you're kind of fucked. So when you're talking about the handshake deal with a kid, and you're going to say, look, I'll pay you $20 to mow my lawn or $25 to mow my lawn. That's kind of like hiring an independent contractor. Okay. So, I think the way the system is right now is a good system, with the exception that wages are too low. That's the thing, in my opinion. Inflation's gone up, prices have gone up. And if small business owners, don't raise their prices, and if they raise their prices and people aren't paying it because of inflation, then you know what? That maybe they shouldn't be in business. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Plus, big box is killing them all anyway. So there's too much competition out there. So that's my thought about it, JB.
Go ahead, Howard. I'm sure you got something to say.
Well, it's a basic denial of the situation. It's no different from saying I refuse to answer who I'm going to throw out of the lifeboat. You have to stand on principle. Like, we're talking about one guy coming to mow a lawn for $20, but go ahead, take it up to the level of the entire country. All right. Every employer across the country, most of our jobs, most of our people work in transportation. Okay. I think you've got like 1.3 billion people in transportation. And then right underneath that, you've got the service industry, probably coming in at like 1 billion. I'm just fucking putting the numbers out there. Sorry. But, right underneath that is the service industry. And when you're talking about minimum wage, you're definitely talking about the service industry. So if you come to the service industry and you say to McDonald's and you say to all these guys, hey, you got to pay these people $20 an hour. And they say, look, these are kids, coming out of high school, fucking in summer school. Some of them can't even do basic math, right? It's color coded, so we help them out. We can't afford to do it. And if you force us to do it, we're just not going to hire them. We're going to fucking replace them with machines. And then they're never working again in this area. So, you're not, do you see the point? Like, you can't keep saying, oh, you have to give them more because the economy, because inflation has gone up. Who fucking cares?
Right. And what Howard just said is right. Think about it. Minimum wage is an entry-level salary, entry-level dollar amount. If you're 40 years old making minimum wage, you're a goddamn failure. Period. At the end of the day, you have fucked up a lot. If you're making a minimum wage, listen, at the end of the day, minimum wage is for 16, 17-year-olds. Then if you do things the right way, you're then supposed to go to college. You're then supposed to move on to whatever your career is. So I guess at this stage, that's what minimum wage was meant for. and he's right. It is a lot of the service industry. So, you know, at this stage, when it's supposed to be an entry level pay, why would we? I mean, why are we making such a big deal about 16 and 17-year-olds making a living wage when most of the time they're not paying actual bills? I mean, why are
It's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, my lady's daughter started working when she turned 16, about what 4 or 5 months ago or so.
Mm.
And one of the jobs that she is at, I believe she is making minimum wage, but she gets tips. Another job, she is making $15 an hour, where the minimum wage is 11.
do you think she deserves $15 an hour? Just curious.
Do I think she deserves $15 an hour? Absolutely. She's a good kid. She is.
Well, no. Good is a lot different than a good. You know that. Okay. All right. So you would pay her $15 an hour to help you with your business?
Before you put your foot in my mouth or up my ass, JP, let me answer your question because
Jesus Christ, Cuck.
I want to be as straightforward and honest as possible. Okay, both my lady Dana and I have been to both of her works, or her places of work, which is what I'm trying to say, and we've seen her in action, and she does great. She interacts with the customers, very friendly, you know, hard worker. So
That's great.
you know, that's what I've seen on my end. Maybe I haven't seen the whole big picture like you guys are saying, but that's what I see.
You know what she should be doing, Eli? You know what she should do? She should work at?
What?
Well, if you were smart, what you would do is you would put her in front of a YouTube camera, and you'd have her make 2 videos a day, okay, where she talks about just things that she likes, that she's interested in, and, you know, just have her vlog, putting up a couple videos every day, if possible, you know, at least like 4 a week, and, you know, just share her personality. And if she would do that for, you know, a few months, Eli, she would have thousands and thousands of subscribers, and she would be guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but, you know, assured monetization status. And with a little bit of intelligence, she could grow that channel pretty quickly. You know, and all she would have to do is just be a smart, friendly, outgoing young girl, you know, with a good personality who's consistent. Think about it. I mean, she could make serious money. You and I can't do it, but she could.
You know, I agree with you. I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'm not agreeing with you just because you said it. I felt the same way about both of my lady Dana's girls. She has a 14-year-old daughter that considers herself a feminist, but not in a bad way. She understands. I've talked with her about male nature, and she understands what men are dealing with. It's kind of weird. She watched a lot of YouTube, so I said, "Look, Dana, you got to get her on YouTube because she'll blow us all away." You know, but you know, I mean, all I can do is put it out there, like you say. And look, number one, don't get me wrong, I love their family. I love this family, but you know, they're women. They're gonna do what they want to do, Howard. And you know, you
got to put it to them the right way. You know what I mean? You got to let them know that they could be YouTube famous, that they could, you know, be in charge of their own lives, that they don't have to work for someone else, that they could let their creativity and their personality, you know, be their way forward in life if they market it properly.
I agree. I've tried to sell it, man. Look, I'm a salesman. I don't try to sell anything to anyone or everything to everyone, which is what I'm trying to say. But oh yeah, no, I've tried to sell it. I'm still trying to sell it. You know, every so often I mention it. Maybe one day they'll do it. It's not for my benefit. It's not about me. It's about seeing them become successful and making something out of themselves. So yeah, no, good point.
Absolutely. You know, when I'm talking, I don't see my image flashing up on the screen. All I see is Eli's face nodding at me. And, you know, I'm just wondering what's going on there. Why isn't my image flashing up onto the screen?
Press Eli, on my... Are you fucking up again? They're not seeing my image either?
Now, we're seeing your image. I'm not seeing my image. And that just disturbs me in some way.
No, it would disturb me too. Cuck, what's going on here?
I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing Howard's image right when he talks.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Okay. Fair enough. Maybe it's just a quirk of the Hangouts.
We'll let audience, if you guys could tell us when Howard talks, do you guys see his image popping up on the screen? That would be excellent if you guys could answer that for us.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
seeing it. I just checked it out. There I
Okay.
am.
Okay.
I'm watching the muted version of the replay here while it's live, but it's 30-second delay, and yeah, it's popping up there. So it could be just on your screen, a refresh or something. But
Well, let me ask you this: when you guys are talking, does it flash your image on the screen to you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it definitely does. What you may have to do is double click. You probably got it permanently on Eli, so just click Eli's picture and it should go to where it changes.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that, and I passed that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you would. All right. So, Cuck, let me ask you something, because for a moment you kind of sounded like you were kind of getting some red pills, and you sounded like you were embracing them for a second. Is it fair to say that your stance, your liberal stance, is changeable?
Yeah, anything can change, including my stance. Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned to you yesterday, JB, on the stream we did. Look, for me, it's not about being a liberal, conservative, being Democrat or Republican. It's about having the right people doing the right thing, working as a collective for one bigger cause. But yes, I am open to change. Here's the thing: I'm here talking the MGTOW community. Look, my apologies, Howard, if I did anything that hurt anybody. I wish Cantu would have made that, would have apologized to him personally. I get all that. But the thing is, the majority of this is the reason why I didn't get along with a lot of the MGTOW guys, even though I tried to. Well, they didn't get along with me. Is because I'm liberal and most of them are conservative, and we have a difference in views. But all I'm trying to say is.
But you're not really liberal. You're actually politically very ignorant. And I think we've exposed that in the last 2 days here.
That could be so, JB.
And I'm not trying to offend you. I'm actually being honest.
Now you're trying to throw me some truth bombs, JB. You know what truth bombs are, right, JB? Like this. I like to throw truth bombs all day long, JB.
And I want to make something clear to you. The MGTOW community, first of all, they're irrelevant in this conversation per se. But what I am saying to you, that's not the reason they disliked you. They disliked you because you came in very ignorantly into the MGTOW community. You claimed MGTOW. We tried to tell you, listen, bro, this isn't what you are. This isn't the target market for you. And that you should probably just kind of change that up a little bit, the way you're approaching. And instead of trying to talk as an authoritative voice, maybe you should just listen a little. That's and you denied that. You defied that concept. And so that is the reason. And then you attacked. That's the reason a lot of us didn't like you. It had nothing to do with your politics. Is that a fair statement, Howard?
Well, it's great that, Eli is apologizing,
I agree.
And I was a liberal. I was raised as a liberal as well, right? Like I supported Democrats. Absolutely. So, it's not like that's a crime or that's a sin in and of itself. Nobody, I don't think anybody would, hate you or dislike you or give you a hard time because of that. But of course, it's more related to, your behavior. I mean, if anybody had anything against you, it was based on your behavior, your presumption, your willing, to stab another guy in the back, stuff like that. Not who you are, not even what you are, what you believe. So what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know. And concerning MGTOW itself, this is a kind of it kind of encourages this kind of presumption and arrogance and, I am the true MGTOW and, this person is a shill. It kind of encourages that because like I'm dealing with a lot of that right now. And I've always dealt with a lot of that.
Yeah. May I jump in here for a second? Because Howard, I really appreciate what you just said. And this is what I've always liked about you. And yes, did we all have our moments? Yes. And my apologies once again. But what I've always enjoyed about your streams, your videos, and to me, whether you do videos or streams, I enjoy your content. I know it sucks to not be able to live stream, and those guys fucked you, man. I can't believe how bad those mods fucked you. I was pissed off. I had the same thing happen to me, but I got rid of them before they could fuck my channel up. But what I respect about you, Howard, is that you understand people in general. Yes, you might lean more towards the right, but you're a people person, and you're not going to sit there and kick somebody off just because they're a liberal. You invited me on your show. You wanted to get to know me. You gave me the opportunity. And I remember that day, it was bullets for teeth, and he was all over my ass, man. He was all over in my ass and everywhere, man.
Yeah.
But now we know what happened with that guy. But Howard, I want to thank you for being a reasonable person despite your beliefs. And I've always felt that way about you. No ass kissing, no nothing. I don't care if nothing comes out of this. I wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Eli. And you don't get to a certain size or past a certain level without adopting a kind of decent attitude towards the whole thing, a positive attitude towards the whole thing. So yeah, we're trying to have a positive outcome here as best as we possibly can. That's all.
Amen. I mean, seriously, I could go to sleep just hearing that. But I know JB has more, and we have the Punkstatic hot seat coming up soon, right, JB? We still going to do that tonight?
Yeah, of course. We do the hot seat with every guest, man. And just so you know, Howard, I don't know if you ever watched Sports Center back in the day, but it's essentially a 6-pack of questions.
Oh.
And some of them are, and they're just, it's the hot seat. So you can imagine how intense they could be.
Yeah.
Well, they're just straight up. No PC, no fuckery here. Eli, let me ask you this before we go to do that, though, man. Because here's the thing: is we've watched you in this community for a long time, and I've tried to red pill you since day one. And so we're now in a situation where you can listen. You're listening to Howard. You're listening to me, and at some point in time, you sound very receptive to everything that's being said. And so with this being the case, is it possible? Do you foresee the day that you are able to change? Not forget the politics. The politics you're ignorant on, and you just got to learn. And you'll learn that on the King and Cuck show every week. But there's other things. If you were wrong about MGTOW, if you were wrong about politics, is it also possible that maybe some of the more simpish, cuckish, blue-pilled ways about yourself, you may be wrong on that as well?
There's a possibility anyone could be wrong about anything. It's all a matter of opinion, JB. So I like to express my opinion, and I express my opinion based on what I've learned and what I've been through in my life. So, if it's up to each individual if they want to, adhere to my opinion or like my opinion or not. So, but here's the thing, JB, I'm open to change. I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and I'm taking it in, and I'm trying to not be naive about it. But what I've noticed with most people on the right, this is no offense to the right, is that they're okay with sharing their views, but they're not okay with hearing my views. What I
now you're gonna piss me off because that's a goddamn lie. I have sat here and asked you your views for 2 days straight, and you filibuster. Go ahead.
I was gonna give you credit. You and Howard Dares as two of the few conservatives I've dealt with as a liberal that actually care about me as a man in general.
I actually hate you, but go ahead.
Fuck you.
Just talk.
God damn it, man. Oh man.
Howard's the nice one. I'm a fucking dick. I'll tell you that now. Howard's the reasonable one. So here's the thing. And I hope Howard's listening to you, and I'm sure he's got his own comments on some of the things you're saying. But no, go ahead, Cuck. Personally, I think you're an idiot, and I don't think you know shit about shit. And I enjoy obliterating you week in and week out. I hope that the day comes where you can digest the red pill, but I actually think you're too faggoty to. Go ahead, Cuck. Go ahead and explain what you say, and then I'll let Howard respond.
Despite me disagreeing completely with what you just said, I respect your opinion. Here's the thing. I can sit here in front of the camera live on the air.
That's why you're a cuck. If somebody said that I was faggoty, I wouldn't respect their opinion. Go ahead.
Oh, JB, that's why you've always been in entertainment. You're very good at entertaining people, aren't you, JB?
Okay, let's move on.
Well, you
Yeah,
know, that brings up a good question. Okay,
yeah,
you're a tolerant guy. You know, you care about everybody's feelings. You know, you always want to make sure that everything's okay. So what if they say that a bunch of people, you know, from Islam are going to immigrate into your country, and they say that you don't have the right to, you know, get together with women anymore, that the only thing that you can do is pay taxes to them, and if you don't go along with it, you know, they're going to end your life. Are you so liberal that you would go along with that?
Oh,
And would you still and would you shame me for being a conservative if I said no, don't even let him in the country?
no. When you put it, see, Howard, when you put it that way, I'm 100% not behind you, in front of you, right alongside you. I'm right next to you on that. I'm like, that's complete bullshit what they would be doing.
So you understand that you can take liberalism and being a nice guy too far. I mean, everybody is not entitled to everything. They have to earn it.
Right. I agree. I do agree with that. Then the way you put that last statement, Howard, it was a great example. Great example. So yeah,
You know, and there's problems with conservatism as well, Eli. Like if you take the principles of, you know, certain principles of survival of the fittest and you apply them too strongly, well, you know, you've destroyed civilization in many ways. So it's this balance between these two kind of you know, mindsets, kind of.
yeah, no, you see, Howard. Here's the thing: when I came on your show, and from what I've heard on your streams, with the exception of the crazy stuff, and trust me, I heard the crazy stuff too. But that stuff is just being pissed off at people for screwing people. But when you talk about your truth bombs, I do pay attention to that. And I do take it at face value, and I do respect it. So, you know, if we
Cuck,
had,
your jaws must be sore as hell. Go ahead.
you're saying I'm sucking his dick, and I'm not.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that at all.
I'm not going to suck the man's dick because he has like 40,000+ more subs than you do, JB. I look at people for who they are, not for their monetary value or numbers, right? You fucking JB, man. And God, anyway, JB, no,
Continue.
I all I was going to say, and I'll turn it back to you, JB, is that look, I do respect people that present things in the way that Howard presents them, and even you have started to more so present things in a way to where I can more so tolerate your content. Now, I always viewed your content mind frame, you always viewed mine. But in the past, I would view your content because I was wondering if you're going to, you know, attack me that day. Now I view it and I actually learn something from it, and I appreciate it. And that's coming from a liberal that's viewing a conservative, or two conservatives. I respect what you do. If we had more people on either side, left or right, that handle things the way you guys handle things, which is what I'm trying to say, I don't think I'd be in the position where I'm at right now, where I'm actually pretty confused where our world's going. I'm not trying to sound stupid or naive by saying that, but there are a lot of people in a similar situation where it's like, fuck it, we just don't care because how's this going to help us, right? So I get it. I get what you guys are saying, and I'm listening. This is good. This has been a good show.
Okay. All right. No,
Fair enough.
you know, it's fair. Now, listen, I can appreciate that. I have no issues with that at all. And I think here's the thing: is I think that as time goes, the more, and I've always said this about you, and this is, you know, I've had people always ask me, why do you deal with him? Why do you continuously make videos? And I said, I told him a long time ago, you were my personal project. You were you were that guy I was at some point gonna red pill. And red pill is not just about MGTOW. You need to understand that it's not. So there's much more to that. Now, with all this being said, and you just got done getting a train rode on you because you just literally jumped from dick to dick in this situation. I think it's time we move on to the hot seat. Unless there's another topic you would like to discuss, why Mr. Dare is here with us here today, Cuck.
No, I think it everything's been well said. I think we should get to the hot seat, but no, I appreciate everything. And here's the thing: I can take a lot, and I can keep going all night. But when it comes to politics, there's only so much I can take at once because I want to let it soak in. That's something that I'm trying to get better at, and I'm gonna try. I'll promise you guys this. I'm gonna try to focus more on the overall aspect of politics more regularly, like I used to, and not give up. Because I guess when you give up, you're giving up on your country, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to seem like I'm just giving up. But that's the reason why I just kind of withdrew myself. It's like, blah. But I appreciate it, guys. So yeah, let's move forward, JB.
Howard, go ahead.
Before you move forward, let me just say concerning politics that I, Howard Dare, am not conservative. You've referred to me as conservative, Eli. I'm not the far right. I'm none of those things. I used to be very liberal. I am rather ethical and moral and principled. And I will vote to whichever side I see putting forward the moral, ethical, and principled argument that'll lead to the best future. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I'm ethical and I'm moral. That's all. That's what guides my politics. So to refer to me as the alt-right, to refer to me as conservative, it's completely wrong. At any given moment, I'll leave that ship in the blink of an eye.
Nope.
And go with whoever is moral and ethical and principled. And that has to do with freedom and a free market.
And I think Howard just nailed it. Find what don't follow a specific template by either party. Find the issues that really matter to you. Pick your position based on what you and your morals feel is legit without listening to other people. And then if that puts you on the right, that puts you on the right. If it puts you on the left, it puts you on the left. Who really gives a shit? Just vote for the person, regardless, like he just said, that coincides with your morals. I tell people I'm a registered independent. I'm a libertarian. I'm actually not right or left. But I believe heavily in liberty and freedom and less government. And that's kind of, last night when I asked you, Cuck, what was your main issues? That's why I asked you, is because for me, my main issues is going to be liberty. And taxation is my main probably issue. But liberty ties in with a lot of this. I believe taxation is theft. But which isn't a conservative thought. That's a libertarian thought. So what I'm saying is if you just do that, find the issues and let your morals do the talking rather than talking heads on MSNBC or Fox News or anywhere. That'll put you on the side or wherever that you need to be. Would you agree with that, Howard?
Absolutely. That's exactly what, the situation is. You have to find your own, value set, what you believe is important, and then you vote according to your principles, not according to some stupid block.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that goes back to kind of what you said, Eli. You said you were indoctrinated into Democrat. And when I asked you last night about your vote, you said, well, there's a Democrat. And I think that that's a dangerous situation because let me tell you why. Had Jeb Bush been the GOP candidate and Hillary been the one on the left, there's not a doubt in my mind I would have voted for dumbass Gary Johnson. Just because I may not like Gary Johnson, I think he's an idiot, and that's coming from a libertarian. I am so against the Clintons and essentially the Bushes. I don't like those family dynasties. Yeah. I would have voted for probably Gary Johnson.
I'd have never voted for Bush. Never. I'd have thrown my vote away and just not even voted.
That's a possibility as well. So, Cuck, what I'm trying to tell you is that I think that's what you got right here is that when you follow and you say, well, he's got a D by his name. I know you love D, Cuck. I know you love D, but you can't follow that train of thought
either way.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta go with what your issue is. And if you do that, it just is what it is. And I hate to talk, I'm not trying to talk down to you. I just feel that, politically, it's your duty as an American and as a man to at least be up to snuff with this shit. And if you're not gonna be, please just stay away from the voting booths. Is that a fair request?
And that's what I was saying earlier, JB. I was saying I don't know which way I would go. I would not vote, but you gave me shit about it for ratings. So you're good at that, man. I pretty much answered your question.
No, I hear you trying to manipulate right now. That's fine. All right. So
No. You just don't like it when I actually have a good comeback at you because you're used to stepping on my ass. Anyway, it's all good, JB. It's all good. It's all good. Let's have some fun here.
all right.
Now for the Punstetic Hot Seat, sponsored by Jamie R. Stone, owner of Punstetic Arts and Design and shit like that.
Absolutely. You guys, if you guys have any logos, if you like this logo and you want some help, you want artwork done, just so you know, his link is in the description box. Go listen. I know he's a purple pilled faggot. We know this. Jamie's he's borderline tranny fucking right now, and I get it. But at the end of the day, his artwork is great. So go hit that link and go check him out. He's probably somewhere in the chat room sucking a dick. But at the end of the day, he does great work.
What? He said Saomi was hot. You asked him if Saomi was hot. I didn't mean to interrupt, but he said Saomi was hot.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, that's why I called him a homosexual. But anyway, it's time for the Punstetic Hot Seat. Howard's a 6-pack of questions. Some of them will be, just needing short answers, just honest truth. So I'm going to give you the option. Are you ready to sit? Or do you want to sit in the hot seat, or do you want to forego the hot seat?
Oh, I'm fucking ready.
All right.
Ready.
I'll go first. If you could kill and get away with it, anybody in our own MGTOW community, who would it be?
I wouldn't kill anybody, JB.
Okay, see, now you're taking the Eli route. If you could and get away with it, and that you don't have anyone that.
Okay. No, right now, I would fucking kill bullets for teeth.
Amen. I would second that. I
wouldn't kill him, right? I'd chop off his fucking ear. I'd light him on fire, and I'd fucking dance. No, I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
If anybody, but even that, you know what I mean? Even that, it's kind of like the scene in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome where he finally knocks the helmet off of the guy and he finds out that the guy is just a retarded 8-year-old.
Yeah. This is a disclaimer. This is all for entertainment. It is. Yeah. No one here wants to kill anyone. So anyway, yeah. So basically, BFT would be on fire and all those things that you said. Okay.
Yeah, but only in so much as he actually is responsible for a lot of the bullshit that I'm dealing with. Chances are he's just kind of like, trapped up inside of it largely too.
Absolutely. Cuck, it's your turn. Your question.
Bullets is fully irresponsible, and I second this.
Cuck, just ask your question, man. Nobody wants to hear your gay ass sound effects.
JB, I've got gay ass sound effects on you too, so be nice. All right. So Howard, I know you probably answered some of these on some past streams. I may have missed it, or maybe it was early on when you started. But and you don't have, I'm just going to ask. I don't know if it's personal, but were you ever married?
No, but I've lived with women for like 1.5 years at a time. But no, never married.
And the answer to that question you can always find in the JB Gunner and Howard Dare one-on-one interview, because I've asked that question. All right. Number two. Do you think, all right, Eli's girlfriend, fuckable or not?
Oh, boy, you ask everybody that question every week.
Okay,
let me just say this. Let me just say this. She seems to conduct herself really well on camera. She seems to take care of her house and seems to run a business, seems to have the respect of the people around her. So, I mean, assuming that I was physically attracted to her, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I actually want to rephrase that question. Let's just say you are physically attractive. Well, let's say life on the line. You had to put your dick in one of the 3 holes. Which one would it be when it comes to Eli's girlfriend?
Well, that's brutal. Well, no. Next question.
Yeah, why am I doing this, man? Why?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, if I had to choose, you know, you got to say the mouth, but I'm sorry.
Okay. There you go. So Howard, okay, not a problem. Not a problem.
I still have a lot of love for you guys. It's all good in the hood at the end of the day.
Well,
At the end of the day, like you say, JB. All right, my next question, JB.
I wouldn't do it though. I wouldn't do it. You know, no disrespect, right? I'd be, you know, anyway. Next question, please.
This is the hot seat. This is why it's hot. Go ahead, Cuck.
So, Howard, do you consider yourself a MGTOW monk?
No, and I don't consider most MGTOW monks. I consider them just trying to hide themselves and wrap themselves and cloak themselves in that title so that they can lend some credibility to their hatred and to their fucking passions and bullshit and hatred. Many of them, not all of them. I like the idea of the MGTOW monks. I think that's important, and I think that, you know, they should do what they do, and there should be a place for it. But no, and I don't consider myself a monk, and I don't consider it to be an intelligent use of a man's energy, you know, to like psychologically castrate himself, you know, like never under any circumstances. It's like, no, I don't think that's the case. I think men are attracted to women, and especially, you know, under certain environmental evolutionary conditions and situations. And I think to deny that would make a man sick.
Absolutely.
Amen. That's very well said. I have nothing more to say in all honesty. But JB, your final question, man. Wow.
Not a problem. It's a two-part question, actually. Essentially, if you had to eliminate all other YouTubers but 3 MGTOW content producers other than yourself, who would be the 3 MGTOW content producers that would remain, that you would still watch, that if they were the only, they'd have to be the only 3 left? That's question number 1. But part 2, if you could get rid of any 3 MGTOW content creators, who would they be?
Motherfucker.
I know.
Yeah, you really do. Well, no, look, Sandman would have to remain. He would have to remain because of what he does and how well he does it and how consistently he does it and how he, you know, shows other people how to do it and how, you know, he doesn't become overly involved in it. He would just have to. And TFM, I'm sorry, he would have to be there because he's so smart. He is a leader. You don't have to agree with him to agree with his effectiveness at communicating, getting his point across, getting his message across, and even what he does. You know, like you might not agree with the products that he's involved in, but he's leading the way in what to do. Look, I'm being shut out of YouTube. I really am. I can't live stream. I can't get any of my content cleared through AdSense and through YouTube as appropriate for advertisers. So I have no choice but to follow a different model. And someone like TFM has built, has shown and demonstrated that model. Maybe I'd use different products. Maybe I'd be interested in, camping gear or sports equipment, something.
Okay.
But, so TFM would definitely be there as well. And I don't know. I don't know who would be number 3.
Okay.
I really don't.
All right. Now, okay, if you could get rid of any 3 MGTOW channels out there, which 3 would you get rid of?
I don't know that well, that's difficult as well. Man.
Like, if you were to wake up tomorrow and 3 MGTOW channels were gone, which ones would you smile about?
Okay. Well, I don't know his name, but he's only made one video, and it was an attack video on Howard Dare. And it was from like, the transsexual kind of soy boy point of view. Right. And I've never even met the guy. He's never been on a podcast. He's never watched any of my content. He seems to have just arrived here on YouTube. And he just attacked the shit out of me because I think another group of people told him that Howard Dare is no good. So I'm sorry. I would just get rid of his channel.
Okay.
Now there's another channel that I believe, which just uses my avatar on Stewie's face as he beats the shit out of Brian from Family Guy, okay, and asks for his money, right? And they're mocking the idea that Howard Dare, asked for donations and people gave donations. I would not shut down that channel.
Okay.
Like poking fun at me alone is not enough to get you shut down. But being a hateful son of a bitch who tries to destroy people because it's fun. Oh, yeah, there you go. The Mad Shangy kid. I don't know that I see any value. He recently made a video attacking me. He's been in my comment section belittling me and shit like that. I don't know that he's producing anything of value, right? If he's just attacking people, yeah, I'd say get rid of it. Other than that, hard to say. I would get rid of them based on what they're trying to do. If they're just engaging in hate, I would get rid of them. Sorry.
That makes sense. Cuck, it's your turn for a question.
Yeah, that was interesting. All right, so it's kind of a two-part question that blends into one. So, Howard, how often do you exercise each week? And do the women really check out your ass at the supermarket like you've mentioned in the past on your streams?
Well, I
That's a
can't.
good way. Charles, that was good, right? That's good.
No problem. I can't afford a car, Eli. I don't have like a corporate job. I can't take orders from other people unless I actually respect them. And I just don't respect most people deep down. You know what I mean? Like I can't do it just for the money. So I have to ride my bike just to like get the most basics of food. And I have to do it every couple days because you can only carry so much on a bike. I also, as a result of not having a car and things like that, I'm just very physically active. I have no choice in the matter. And I've forcefully not given myself a choice, if you understand. And women don't just check me out, Eli. They move out of my way. They part like fucking water. Okay. There's nothing quite like, coming into a parking lot full of people who can barely fucking waddle out of their cars. Okay. When you've just gone like 8 miles and you're going to carry your shit that weighs 40 or 50 pounds and you're going to go another 8 miles and then you're going to do some serious fucking work. There's nothing like that. You know what I mean? So like I get fucked up. Like I've crashed in ways that you can't imagine. And I've had teeth busted right out of my face, and I just keep going. So I don't know. I don't fucking care. I don't care what they do. I can see who's sick from like 50 yards away.
Wow.
Like I can see if somebody's limping or walking fucking funny or too fat or something like that. So no, I don't exercise nearly as much as you think. And women don't check out my ass. Not real, a little bit. Kids check me out. Kids are like fucking amazed. You know what I mean? Like little 2-year-old and 3-year-old kids. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Why am I not surprised, Cuck Eli? I was curious about the attractiveness of your ass. I'm sorry. We're gonna,
I heard this. I heard
Jesus.
from other people and on this stream and stuff. I heard people talk that way, and I wanted to hear from the horse's mouth.
Eli, it's known as the halo effect. Okay. Right. If you look better than everybody around you, relatively speaking, people smile at you. They ask you how you're doing. They give you, more food. They, are pleasant with you when you get change at the checkout counters and things like that. When you meet people on the street, they smile at you. They admire you. They give you a friendly nod. It's fine. And all you have to do is fucking just move around in your regular day, and take care of the chores that are around you as they come about. And that's all.
Absolutely. Now, I do want to say thank you to Howard Dare for stopping by here tonight. Howard, any closing comments before you head on? And if you would, tell everybody, if they don't already know, where they can catch you, your videos and your live streams, or contact you or anything like that. Because I know you're going through a lot right now. You're still doing live streams on the other channel, but any closing words?
Well, not really. Just check out, JB and Eli over on PayPal and Patreon. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and support, content like this. I'm grateful that I got a place to come and hang out because I really can't do any live streams. Yeah. And, people can find me on my YouTube channel. They can find me on Facebook, where they could like my Facebook posts. They can find me on Twitter. They can find me on Patreon. I'm very active over on Patreon because I still release daily content, but YouTube doesn't let me release it. So I release it over on Patreon. And they can, find me over on PayPal, where they can like send me large sums of money and, ask me to do videos and all kinds of weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, man. Eli's the king of doing a little something strange for a piece of change. I understand.
I'm becoming a life coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is great. Well, Howard, I so much so appreciate you taking the time to be with us here tonight on the King and the Cuck show. Last question, what do you think about the show? So now this was one of our more serious shows, where we talked about actual genuine serious topics, which I try to do all the time, but for some reason you being here got Eli talking seriously. What do you think in general about the King and the Cuck show? Have you had a chance to listen to any of them?
Oh yeah, I listened to I believe I listened to the first one completely. I listened to some of the second one, and here I am, participating in the third one. I think it's a great idea, JB. I think that men need media that is not gynocentric, that is not female based, that isn't hateful towards men. I mean, if you want they want regular YouTube content. I would recommend the latest Anna Akana video where she talks about chopping off men's dicks as a joke.
That's insanity.
Yeah, it's doing great. It's, being featured, it's trending, and all she does is, take various fruit and chop it up and laugh about it. And it's a great video. It's doing great. So no, I believe that we need content for men, by men, about men's issues from a men's point of view. So I think the show is great. I think it's a good idea. I think it's funny. So, I wish you a lot of success with it, and, let me know what I can do to help you out.
I appreciate that so much, Howard. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and let you go. And go ahead, Cuck.
Let me have my parting words with Howard as well.
No problem. Get your caressing in. Get it done, Cuck.
Peace, man. If you folks have not subscribed to Howard Dare's channel yet, please go and subscribe. I believe JB has shared it below in the description section. And make sure you bang the bell so you get all notifications, because if you don't bang the bell, then, you're not going to get shit. Occasional notifications. Howard, let me ask you one more thing. I know you've had the community guidelines strike for a while. Is that about halfway through now? Have you had any success? I know you tried to contact YouTube and you got nowhere. Has anything changed since you last mentioned what was going on?
No. I've still got about like 2.5 months to go. So that's just the way that works. And it'll just give me time to work on other stuff and see how things play out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a great show. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me talk. Thanks for giving me, a platform to speak a little bit, because I'm going a little crazy. And I'll talk to you guys later. I wish you all the best. Thank you, everybody. And, like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. Have a great night, guys. Talk to you later.
Thanks for stopping by. Howard. Later on, man. All right. That was Howard Dare, ladies and gentlemen. Well, gentlemen and Janet. I do appreciate everybody being here. So all right, Cuck. So just, some thoughts with Howard Dare. Obviously he was on the show. What are your thoughts on that entire interview? Some of the hot seat questions, some of the things that not only he said to you, but he answered. Just curious, real quick, your thoughts on that.
I thought it was very good. I mean, the show went longer than I thought it would. We went almost 2 hours again. And I think, JB, for the most part, most shows are probably going to be about more so 90 minutes to 120 minutes, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Had a great time. I've always liked Howard.
Yeah.
And I actually learned more about why I like him tonight, because he doesn't represent, the left or the right. He represents what makes sense. The funny thing with Howard, it's a good thing, is that he's kind of almost saying, things in a similar way as I am, but he says it a lot more clearly and more with more of an effect. And he also, follows politics a lot more than I do, and he's very knowledgeable in that aspect. So I really respect the guy. I like I just like everything he said. I'm at a loss for words because he's a civil, reasonable person, and I can't say that about many other people that have been a part of the community he primarily plays in and you play in, which is MGTOW. Now, I know you're trying to slip away more so from MGTOW. You're still doing your MGTOW stuff, but you have bigger and better plans. But Howard Dare, for the most part, is a MGTOW channel. Would you say?
Well, yeah. Thanks for stating the obvious, Cuck.
Well, you asked me. You asked me how I felt the show went, and I'm just telling you.
And your answer at the end of all of your feelings, you said Howard Dare's a MGTOW channel, ain't he, JB?
Well, that's one part of what I just said. You probably weren't paying attention for the.
By the way, your cuck ass got lucky. Your cuck ass got lucky that there wasn't no one sent anything for me to say to you. I was hoping they would get you, but they left you off the hook this week. I'm not sure if they're going to next week. So it'll be very interesting. Yeah, I'm not ending the show just yet, guys. Hanging out. We're just hanging out. We got the Howard Dare stuff.
Let me say one thing real quick. To blind man out there, you've been talking a lot of shit about me.
I got to piss. Why don't you go ahead and talk to them for a second, Cuck? Entertain the people. Entertain the people.
Blind man, and you've tried to comment on my channel. Here's the thing, everyone. My channel is on approved comment status only. That means you have to go through my filter. You get automatically held for review when you comment on my channel. So, blind man, I don't know who the hell you are. Last time I checked your channel, you have no content. I'm checking it again right now. You have 0 subscribers. Well, it looks like you have some. Wow, you have some content actually. Wow, are you really actually doing content, or are you just re-uploading other people's work? Interesting. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I don't want to make this negative because this show is not a MGTOW show. There are MGTOW people here, and occasionally we will discuss MGTOW topics and male-female, relationship dynamic principles. But I want to thank everyone for being here. Love is not real. You're another one that's been talking shit about me. Here's the thing. If you folks have something to say to me, send me an email and let's talk. And maybe I'll interview you on my channel and we could talk about it one-on-one. But here's the thing. If you're going to hide behind the fucking computer, you see my face here? If you're going to hide behind the fucking computer with some avatar and some YouTube username, how can I respect that? I don't respect the damn thing you say unless you show your fucking face and go one-on-one with me and let's hash things out. Okay?
So what we got going on here, Cuck? Are you in here crying?
No, I'm just calling some people out that have tried to comment on my channel, but because my channel is on comment approval status only, unless I automatically approve all messages from you like I do for you, JB, because I guess I've had to learn to trust you somewhat. I'm just basically making these people aware that, hey, if you have something to say to me, email me. Let's go live one-on-one and talk and say it to my face and turn on your camera.
Who are you talking about? Blind Man? Is that who we're talking about?
Blind Man is one.
Blind Man's a wonderful man.
Well, I don't know who the fuck Blind Man is.
He's a wonderful Blind Man. He's a wonderful man, Cuck. Why is my camera not focused? What'd you do to my camera while I was gone, Cuck? All right, go ahead.
You have the focus. Mine is crystal clear, JB. Do you see how clear I am right now? I've got my photographer's light.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Cuck.
Crystal clear, dude. High definition.
So I'm looking at the chat room, man. It seems like you got some people fired up, man. Blind Man told you to suck a dick. He said he doesn't give a shit. Let's see here. Lone Wolf says he's not hiding, bitch. Did you say Lone Wolf was hiding?
No. There was another person. Oh, Love. Sorry, was it? Did you say Love is not real?
No, I said Lone Wolf. Can you hear, Cuck?
No.
Lone Wolf.
No.
Danny.
No, I I didn't see what Lone Wolf wrote, but Love Is Not Real is another one that's talked smack. And one more thing here, we have
1999 said you're a bum begging for donations. When I was gone, was you begging for donations, Cuck?
I didn't say one thing about donations. Red Pool Jack says, wait, HD Howard Dare doesn't show his face. You respect what he says? Yeah, I respect what he says because he is civil with his thoughts. And he doesn't sit here and try to shame men like you guys do. You guys are trying to shame me because it makes you feel better and it covers up, your distress in your fucking miserable life. Any man that has to kick another man down on the internet has a miserable fucking life and has nothing better to fucking do. Okay? And if you think differently than that, then let's go one-on-one, you and me. Okay? Send me an email, coach@coach@eliasmouse.com. Yeah, it's fucking long, but get over it. If you want to find me, and let's talk about it. But quit hiding behind the fucking avatar and the YouTube username, okay? If you're going to talk shit. Now, if you're going to be reasonable, I don't care. That's fine. But if you're going to be unreasonable and not show your fucking face, I have no love and no respect for you.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say Lone Wolf said 20 Howard Dare butt hurt haters. I assume I got 20 dislikes. I haven't checked yet, but I will say this. It's not 20 people. It's 5 people, maybe 3, that just does the sock account thing. We saw it with Chris Cantu. I mean, you know how these motherfuckers work. So it just is what it is. But it is what it is. All you got to do is look at the difference. Who's around, who's in the chat room, who's around watching, but hasn't been here the other weeks. It's not that hard to figure out.
I thought you were going to say at the end of the day, JB.
At the end of the motherfucking day, yeah. So anyways, Blind Man says, where's Dana? Tell her to put this cat in his place. He's talking out of pocket. Where is your broad?
She's in the Dominican Republic with her family, her mother, her father, her 2 girls, and I believe it's a cousin of hers that's getting married out there. That's where they wanted to get married. So they all took a red eye last night out there. And I'm at Dana's place, house sitting Mabel, which, you know what? Why don't we give the star of our show a little bit of
he's not the star of our show.
It's a female, dude.
Who gives a fuck?
There's Mabel right there.
Who gives a shit? Ah, Jesus.
Dude, you like Mabel.
Listen, man. I don't give a shit. You showed like that's your thing. You did it for all them hours last night. Now you're doing it tonight. We've seen your fucking dog. You did a birthday celebration on your channel for the motherfucker.
Dude, that's Dana's dog. I just, I guess since I'm dating her, I inherit the bitch too, right? I inherit the dog, right? I like the dog. She's cool. She's good company, dude. Unlike you.
I don't ever listen, man. Females and their bullshit females and their little slick comments doesn't bother me. I just catch a domestic battery and go about my day. So at the end of the day, I'm reading some more. Socrates is in here. He says one of the reasons why you're a cuck. I can agree with that.
Socrates is just pissed off because I banned his ass.
Why'd you ban Socrates? The motherfucker just showed up yesterday. I've never seen. I don't know if I've ever seen Socrates in my life till yesterday.
Isn't that Riff Magos? Because that Riff Magos also has a secondary name.
It could be, but I don't know. I just know it could be. But Riff Magos is a wonderful man. Riff Magos is a wonderful man. Go ahead.
Socrates MGTOW. Let's see here. This channel has no video, so this is not Riff Magos.
Right. So yeah, exactly. So why are you going to bring Riff Magos into it?
I have not banned Socrates MGTOW. You're a different person. My apologies.
Yeah, you've just been wrong. You're wrong about everything. You're just a wrong cuck. You just walk around wrong all damn day long. What the fuck is wrong with you, cuck?
I'm eating some trail mix right now, JB. I'm hungry.
I think a Sicily one's on. Is that what's going on here? You want to bring a Sicily on? You wanna have an impromptu guest?
I got 10 minutes and then I'm going. Bring him on. Bring him on.
Cicely, man, you coming on? Where the hell are you at, Cicely?
He wants to ask for help for his divorce. He's looking for donations.
Look at you, Cuck. What the hell is your problem?
No, he actually hit me up for donations to his divorce fund privately on.
Okay, so why would you say that? Dude, you are like the biggest cuck on the planet, man. Why would you call him out like that and say that dumb shit right before he's getting on the right before he's getting on the chat? Right before I'm sending him the link.
Dude, I sent him the fucking link. I did. And actually my woman just sent me a lovely text, JB.
Show us. No, don't just cover a number and show us.
All right.
Shut up, stupid.
Get the fuck up, you piece of shit. You fucking
What's going on?
Trash. Hang on. Let me get this.
You're a hateful cuck. I agree with Socrates.
Hang on.
Yeah, Eli would rather spend $45 on a pizza than give me a couple bucks for my war chest. What a motherfucker. Ain't he a son of a bitch?
Yeah, and you used to be his right-hand man. Ain't that right, Cicely? Ain't that right, Cicely?
So you know what? I'm giving him a little taste of his own medicine. I'm watching his wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
What you do. The bottom line is, even if I had the resources to give, why would I give you any of my hard-earned money after kicking my ass down and treating me like a piece of shit?
Read your.
Oh, you like it real? What did you do to me? What do you think you did to me?
I didn't do shit to you.
Is that right? like a woman, you can't take any responsibility.
You're in the king of the cuck house, mofo.
Yeah.
I have manager access. I can boot your ass.
Oh,
so
go ahead.
I got the crown to this channel too, baby.
Let me give a shout out to my boy. Let me give a shout out to my boy Austin Ward. Thank you very much for the donation, brother. And guess what, Cuck? He didn't tell me to say anything crazy to you. He just sent it. He didn't tell me. He didn't say to call you a cuck or anything like that. So I want to give a shout out to my boy Austin Ward for his donation. Thank you so much, sir. All right, go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Cuck. Oh yeah, Cuck. What did your little gay ass text say?
It said, "Just finished dinner.
Just finished dick."
And we can barely keep our have to be up at 6 for a snorkeling trip. So we are crashing soon.
Oh, she pulled I'm going to bed early, so don't bother me the rest of the night routine. Holy shit.
Damn.
You can't tell me that. Good man. Men, am I lying? Am I bullshit? She got a hold.
Oh boy. Sounds like
Go ahead, Cicely. No, I'm asking all y'all in the audience and Cicely, you can't tell me that's not the oldest trick in the book. I'm going to bed, so don't bother getting a hold of me. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed, so I'm not going to be available.
Anyway, I'm not, dude. Listen to me.
No, you're missing the point. It's not about whether you were going to reach out or not. It's about her intentions. Listen to this. Just read the chat room. You men and women, Janet, you too. You cannot tell me that's not the oldest trick in the book. Hey, I'm tired. I'm going to listen. When I had bitches I did not live with, that's exactly what I would say. Long day. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you in the morning. That's essentially saying leave me the fuck alone all night because I don't want you to end up calling me while I got my dick in someone's mouth. Go ahead.
She don't want the phone going off while she's getting railed.
Essentially.
Oh boy.
Cuck, you all right. Listen, I'm gonna life coach you right now. You have to call her in 30 minutes. You have to. You cannot not do that. Am I right, gentlemen? Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, I wouldn't call JB because I could give a fuck less about women. But if Eli wants to keep a tight rein on his bitch, then yeah, he has to call.
Well, yeah. Remember, he still eats that pussy. You can't put your mouth. Yeah, listen, man. You're gonna end up licking up some Tyrone jizz. You better pay attention. You got the virtual cables? Can you call while you're live on the show?
I know you're a simp. I know you're a simp. You're a simp. And I'm gonna record you simping.
Hey, can you just come on, Cuck. Call her on the show live right now.
That sounds like a good idea.
Just call her and say, and see how tired she sounds. Just do it. You just do it live on the show.
What if you call her and it's like,
what if she answers the phone? What if she answers the phone all out of breath and shit? And she says, I've been hiking, babe. You know I like to hike.
yes, you answer, all you hear is just balls slapping right off her ass.
Guys, I swear to God, you guys are too much. I swear to God, you guys just think. You guys think. Look, there are many women that do behave in the way that you're saying. I'm not saying that I haven't dated one before. I have.
Breaking news. Next week on the show, Tyrone will be here. Go ahead.
Fucking Tyrone.
Well, he'll be done by next week. She'll be back home.
You know that Navigating the Matrix just went live?
Who gives a fuck? That show's corny as shit. All right, let's go.
It is because your purple pill homosexual is running it, right?
Yeah. So Cuck, go ahead and answer the question. Are you going to call Dana live on the show?
No.
Are you going to leave her alone all night?
Of course I am. You know, I'll respond to her text and say goodnight. I'm a civil person, but I'm not going to kiss her ass, and I'm going to keep tabs on her. I trust her. And you know what? If she's out there fucking some other guy, then that's my fucking problem.
Yeah, it is. It is. I understand, Cuck. I understand. It's happened. Listen, I get it.
Hey,
go ahead, assistant.
Better after you get married, man.
That's
better than happen now. Trust me.
Exactly right. Once that thing starts to spread open a little bit, listen, you'll know because your little Cuck self won't be able to fit in there. And so, you know, you'll see. You'll see. All right, Cuck. So,
hey, hold on. You're saying that I have a small penis that when some big, I'm not going to even say it, when some big, huge, monstrous dick, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because that would be bad.
Look at the excitement in your face as you say big, huge, monstrous dick.
He loves it.
If she comes, you're saying that some big, huge, monstrous dick stretches
fucking your girl.
Far. Yeah. My little tiny pecker. Like you think I have a tiny pecker?
I don't even know what the fuck a pecker is.
Show you what I got. I'm not gonna do what Jamie did and get us kicked out of here. But man, I'll show you a tiny pecker.
That's your response. I didn't even say you had a.
My response is, let me tell you something. I have self-confidence in myself to the point of where I trust my woman. And if she fucks up, then she fucks up. We'll deal with it at that time, and I'll move on. But
I don't think anyone ever expected a different answer from you. I think that's the answer we all expected.
I don't really give a shit what you think. I don't.
No, I understand.
I don't. It's dinner time, dude. I'm eating on the air. I'm hungry. I need to work on my muscles, dude. Oh, my big fucking muscles, dude.
Shut up, stupid. You look like a girl.
Cicely, have you been drinking tonight?
No. Your ass.
I'm sure you would.
I asked you earlier if you could whoop anybody's ass, and you said you didn't say a Cicely. Why are you getting all tough now?
I'll run his ass.
No.
You know what, Eli? Whenever you fly me out for that steak, maybe we could find out. You know, you still owe me a plane ticket and a steak.
Cuck, get that shit out your mouth and talk.
You guys are cutting into my dinner time right now.
Yeah. I want to give another shout out here. It is from Riff Magos. He says, keep up the good work, brother. Keep that cuck in his place. Anyway, that's what Riff Magos has to say. Any response to Riff Magos? And like I always read y'all's messages on the air. Just like I will next week when Eli brings Dana on the show. Let me ask you, Cicely. Dana coming on the show. What do you think? What do you think about the possibilities of that? Does that excite you?
Having Dana on?
Yeah. This is called dead air, man. I'm running a show here.
I don't know. My shit must be fucked up. Let me reset.
All right. So anyway, Cuck, are you texting her back right now?
No.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. He look at him. He's like, you're not with some guy named Tyrone, are you? You're not with, his name ain't Chad. Right? Right, Dana? Ain't that right, Dana? Ain't that right, baby? Anyway, it's good to have you on the show, Cicely.
Must have been breaking up. I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
I'm going to slap you silly, JB.
You would get your ass fucked up so quick. Cicely.
Yes.
I know you got to be careful with a lot of things you say, just because. Well, we know you're going through what you're going through, man. How's everything with that situation? Are you okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, everything's going good. Like I said, like you were just saying, I really, as much as I would love to discuss it, it'll all come out in the end. But right now, I can't say all too much, just under the advice of my attorney to not discuss particulars at the moment. But yeah, everything's going pretty good, man. Thanks for asking.
You're very welcome, man. I know. Listen, we all joke around. We all talk shit, but at the end of the day, you're a man going through one of the things that I think a lot of us men we try to stay away from, or have already been through it, or whatever the case may be. So regardless of anything, we all crack jokes, but I just want to let you know, man, you have support on my end, at least at the very least, moral support, and any advice I can ever give you, get a hold of me, man. We wish you the best throughout all this situation. But
yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's no secret I am going through a divorce, folks. That does not have to be a secret, but just the particulars of the situation, that's what she would like me to clear for the time being. So yeah, but thank you. Seriously, I mean that.
No problem. Now let's move on to something else. We got a skinny little cuck on the show, as you can see. He's a little guy.
Yes, man.
Dude. I can't take you seriously while you have things in your mouth. So at the end of the day, man, Cicely, Cuck Eli used to be, like I said, you used to be his right-hand man. And then all of a sudden, you two ended up being enemies. How's that relationship going at the moment? And what kind of led to your guys' breakup, should we say?
You're asking me or Eli, JB? I apologize.
I'm asking you, Cicely. This is a divorce you can talk about.
Yeah. Well, basically, from what I remember, Eli saw a comment that he wasn't too happy about. I made a comment on Jamie's channel about money, and we all know that Eli likes to watch everybody else's wallets, and he banned me. He sent me a message saying I was banned, and that was the end of that.
Now, Eli, after all the support that Cicely had given you on your little channel, did you feel that was the right way to go? Don't you feel it as if you kind of betrayed him?
On my little channel?
Yeah. I can't hear you, Cuck.
I said, did you call my channel little?
Yeah, it's a little channel. The King and Cuck will surpass it very soon.
Oh, okay.
No doubt.
We'll see.
So what happened? What happened from your story? Stop putting things in your mouth and answer the question, Cuck. I mean, you're still doing this shit. Did you feel bad when you stabbed that man in the back?
No.
Why?
I still
Did you? His money was your business? How?
No, because you're talking about Cicely, right?
Do you understand you've lost two friends because you were worried about where their money went? In terms of Dynamite Rabbit and a Cicely.
JB, there are 300 million people in the U.S. alone. So 2 people are not going to make me cry.
So let me ask you though, you don't think that's kind of a shady way to be when at one point you called them friends? You loved them like a brother. You loved them like a brother.
JB,
That's
have
right.
you stopped being friends with somebody that you once were friends with?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm asking you a question though, Cuck.
I'm asking you a question so we can play fairly here. God damn it.
Yeah, I've never stopped being friends with somebody because of where they put their money. Later on, blind man, it's good to see you, brother.
Neither have I. Neither have I. Dynamite Rabbit and I were talking on a stream last night like we were best buds. Like we were brothers from another mother.
Well, no, Dynamite Rabbit doesn't like you at all. But I will say,
Civil with me. He's been civil. He's been civil with me lately, JB.
but what I'm saying is your original split with both of these men was about where they spent their money. Is that correct?
Nope. Not asystole and not with Dynamite. I was just curious at the time why Dynamite was spending money with someone that was being scrutinized for being a fraud, but now we found out he's not. But at that time, he was getting highly scrutinized. So,
So it was about money.
I apologized to him. At the end of the day, with asystole, he got mad at me because I decided to not live stream after I told him I would be live streaming.
Well, Cuck, I can assure you that I understand what Sicily is saying because you are very you're not a very punctual person. You've been late to every meeting we've ever had, and now you caused for this show to be late. Here today, we were 5 minutes late.
We were 1 minute late, JB.
We were 5 minutes late. Well, this show started at 7:05. But I will say this. Trust me, I was time watching. I was watching the time like you watch wallets. Those two things go hand in hand. So I guess what I'm saying is if someone was going to be your co-host and then you just didn't tell them you weren't going to show up, how do you know that this man didn't make arrangements to be your co-host that night?
I did tell him. I did tell him, and he got mad that I canceled the show because he had nothing else to do that night.
How do you know that? How do you know? When did you tell him? How long before the show? Sicily, how long did he tell you before the show?
About an hour.
Well, he actually, I had to find out through a live chat he was in. He didn't have the decency to message me. I saw him make a comment on the live chat that he's not going to live stream that evening.
Oh.
And I was going to message you afterwards, but since you saw the message, I didn't want to waste my time.
Let me ask you something.
You didn't know I was in the chat.
So if someone intends on live streaming with you, doing a stream with you at night, so maybe maybe he was going to go out with friends or his wife at that time or anything like that. Did you ever think that maybe he rearranged his night because he had made a commitment to you to be your co-host?
No, because all he's
if you tell me an hour before the King and the Cuck show you're not coming on, I'm going to come kick your fucking ass just for wasting my night. I'm letting you know that now. And yes, it's an acceptable reason for violence. So go ahead. You don't think you owed him a little bit more than an hour? And you still didn't tell him. You posted it somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't owe him shit. Period.
He was your co-host.
I've unblocked him. He's welcome to participate.
I'm talking about then, Cuck. Stop filibustering. I mean, you goddamn leftists are weirdos. At that time, you don't think that you owed him a little bit of a just courtesy?
I gave him plenty of courtesy initially until he took advantage of it. Went behind my back.
No, we're talking about before that. We're talking about the live stream.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
it does matter because that's what we're talking about, Dick.
Eli would be a good ballerina because he dances around every fucking thing you try to tell him.
He's dainty like a fucking ballerina. No doubt about that. So Cuck, answer the question, man. You don't think common courtesy would have been for you to say, hey, I'm not going to do the show a little bit more time than an hour, or at least you should have told him. You don't think it would have been kind of just common courtesy to do that?
I was going to reach out to him, and the show wasn't created that far ahead. It was created probably an hour before that. I wasn't creating my impromptu live streams, like more than 1 or 2 or 3 hours in advance, maybe 4 at the most. And I changed my mind because the bottom line is it wasn't feasible. I wasn't growing my subscriber base. I wasn't, getting any donations. And then you guys were making money off of me on other streams for mocking and memeing me. It wasn't worth it. I tried to explain that to him, and he got pissed off. And then
Well, that's a lie. You said you were feeling sick.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you're like a broad that's telling you they're going to bed early.
Listen, I don't give a shit what you or anyone else fucking thinks. I may have been sick that day. I can't remember that day exactly as it happened. I've had a lot happen since that point. So I don't give a shit. If you remember it verbatim, then so be it. That's how I was feeling that day. Okay? At the end of the day, look, I'm choosing to participate with you, and you can choose if you want to participate with me. And if you don't want to, then that's fine. Don't show up. If you want to be a part of my family, my house, my YouTube channel, you're going to play by my fucking rules. When I'm in your house, I play by your fucking rules.
How's your YouTube channel been doing since you banned me, Eli?
How's my YouTube channel been doing? It's been doing quite well, actually. I've grown my subscriber base tremendously, and I'm getting over 100 views per video.
100.
How many views are you getting, Sicily?
None. I'm not a content creator.
He's not a content creator. Now, Cuck, I got to ask you. So essentially what you're saying is Sicily was no longer any use to you. Is that an accurate statement?
No. You just like stirring the pot.
No, I was asking a question because you later on, okay, because you have kind of a history of this, and this is why no one expected you to last more than 2 shows here, because you went to, all right, for instance, after all that long time, you then came back, the return of your flagship show, The Purple Pill Cuckery with Charles F. Gray. And then right in the middle of the show, your return show, you're like, I don't feel like doing this no more. And then all of a sudden that show was gone. So this ain't, you have kind of a history of this shit. This isn't something that you just did once. Would you agree with this? Did you have a history of just going full cuck in the middle of shit?
I do whatever the fuck I feel like it on my channel. It's my fucking channel. I don't tell you what to do on yours. That's
not what I'm saying. This isn't about content. This is about respecting other men. You don't think that's kind of, do they not teach common courtesy in California?
Well, narcissists don't really care. Eli might be a small man, but he's the biggest narcissist I've ever seen.
I was just gonna call you guys both a narcissist. You think I'm a fucking narcissist? Seriously.
No, think about what you're saying. We're giving you examples of where an average man would be kind of, use what's called common courtesy, and you're saying it's my shit and I'll do what I want. I don't have to be courteous. Do you see what I'm saying here, Cuck?
Do I owe either one of you anything?
What does that have to do with the answer?
Answer the question.
It's not about owing. And yes, let me explain this to you. Yes, you owe common courtesy to people, particularly Sicily, back when he was helping you. When you brought back Charles F. Gray and the return of the show, after you canceled it out of nowhere, you don't think that you owed these people who they were your friends. You don't think you owed them common courtesy? Since they had always been.
Go ahead. Fact of the matter is, Eli doesn't respect anybody. He doesn't even respect his subs because he can't even. I mean, I don't think Eli's ever been on time to one of his own live streams. He's always 5, 10, 15 minutes late. I mean, what kind of effort does that show your subscribers when you're not even showing up to your own streams on time?
You know what?
It's disrespectful.
I'm gonna ask one more question, and then I'm done with this stream because I'm tired and I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, okay? I'm sure you are tired from your hard day's work.
Here's the thing.
You're probably still under the weather, not feeling good for the past 6 months.
Why does everything I do matter to you? If you don't like the fact that I start my streams late, If you don't like the fact that I don't live stream as much anymore,
Well, number one, the fact that you start your live stream late has a lot to do with me because I'm now your current co-host. And I asked the question because you had backstabbed and betrayed your past two co-hosts.
listen,
So I think it's very relevant to what we're doing here today.
not a co-host. He was an occasional contributor.
Occasional.
Even though you're
Boy,
okay.
oh boy, you're a storyteller, Eli. You're worse than my wife.
There you
Listen,
have it.
Story
Listen.
time with Eli.
your occasions would be almost every night because you were at work and had nothing better to do. But you didn't consider
See, do
yourself.
you see what you do? You see how you act like a woman? You try to emasculate and shame that man because he spent time with you on your channel. Why don't you just do it to the rest of our crowd? Why don't you just do it to them too? All these people are pieces of shit that have nothing better to do, and that's why they're here. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Cuck?
Oh, my ears are stinging. My ears.
This is what dealing with a narcissist is
and
like.
this is exactly why. This is exactly why Dana is getting pounded by Juan in the Dominican Republic right the fuck now. I'm just letting you know. Because you probably do the same thing with her. Baby, we'll go out. We'll go out. And 15 minutes before, I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you an explanation. I'm just late. Ain't that right? Babe, don't worry. I'm going to sit here in this Chili's parking lot and listen to YouTubers that I don't like.
Yep.
It's called common courtesy, Cuck.
The only person that Eli hasn't backstabbed yet is Charles F. Gray.
No, he
and for
did.
some reason, I don't know why.
Here's the thing. He did. I just brought it up. You know, Charles made that return. And then in the middle of this fucking show, Cuck said, you know, I don't really feel like doing this. Out of nowhere.
Oh, that is true.
Because he lost four motherfucking subs. Julio, I'm sorry, it was Julio in Dominican Republic, not Juan.
Eli will stand on the shoulders of anybody as long as he feels that it's serving him. The moment he thinks you're no longer helping or serving, or he sees something he doesn't like, he jumps off your shoulders and cuts your knees right out from under you. That is a worm, folks.
Absolutely. Yep, that's my style. It is. You want to know why?
Tell us why, Eli. Tell us why.
Because you got bullied as a child. So, yeah, you got bullied as a child and you're getting your revenge now, right?
Because I choose to associate myself with positive people, unlike guys like you that are all about negativity. And, oh, he did this, he did this, he did this. You guys are fucking men that act like gods.
You got something white on your lip, Cuck. Seriously, I'm telling you.
A booger. Anyways, you know, Eli, it was positive enough whenever you begged me every night to come on your show and, hey, are you coming on? And, hey, you know, I'm starting in 5 minutes. Get ready. You know, but then, you know.
You were the only real person at Sicily. Everybody else was sock accounts. Chris Cantu's back acne and shit like that. I'm just
and it got to the point where Eli didn't even need a moderator because he had everybody fucking banned. The chat room was literally dead.
Nah. So is this? I mean, Eli, you just were going to tell us why you're like this. Why are you such a miserable cunt?
I do whatever I feel is right. That's going to get me ahead, JB.
Oh,
but it ain't getting you ahead.
Hold on a second. You want to call me selfish? Call me selfish. I help a lot of people.
Who?
I'm about a two-way
JB,
street.
I guarantee you he ain't like that in person because doing something like that would get you punched right in the snout.
Get your ass kicked in the snout. I'm glad you used that word. That's my word.
That's right.
That's
right.
Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you don't handle business like that and friendships like that in real life. I mean, you're a little man.
JB, do you want to go in the ring? Do you?
You must have a death wish.
I would give you every asset I own, everything. Empty every bank account. I will give you every everything I have. If you could last 3 minutes with me anywhere. Gloves, cage, street fight, any of that. Did you challenge me just now? Is that where we're going here?
I think we should have a pay-per-view and live stream it. Give the proceeds to charity.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what,
What the fuck
Cuck.
is that? What is that?
Eli's got to use somebody else's snore because his nostrils ain't man enough to make that kind of noise
Oh,
himself.
Jesus.
He just kind of sniffles when he sleeps. You know. That's right. Anyway, you see the Cuck has lost all reason. So you're essentially saying, Eli, that you have no problem stepping on people if it gets you ahead. That's just kind of what you do, and you have no problems doing that, correct?
No, I have no problem standing up for myself when I feel I'm being wronged, or when I feel that something's not going the right way or in a positive way.
So did Charles?
How did I wrong you, Cock? How did I wrong you by giving Jamie a donation, you stupid bastard?
Yeah.
You didn't wrong me.
How did I wrong you?
You didn't wrong me.
How did Dynamite Rabbit wrong you? How did Joe Buddy wrong you? How did Bearded Nemo Phillips wrong you?
I'm going to answer one more question, and I'm going to end this fucking stream.
You said that 5 questions ago.
Okay? Here's the thing. Okay? Where you wronged me, Cicely, was when you threw it in my face and you made a comment on that parody video that Jamie did between JB and I on the Valentine's Day thing. And you said, and that's why Jamie gets $200 and Cuck Eli or Coach Eli gets nothing.
And that wronged you?
It was wrong, because if you're a contributor on my channel and you're supporting my message, okay, and you're representing me, and he was not only a contributor, he was a moderator, okay?
1 second you're saying I'm a contributor. A couple minutes ago you said I was barely around. Which one is it?
Right.
I've always considered you a contributor. I didn't call you a co-host. JB called you a co-host. You were not a co-host. You were a consistent contributor. And you yourself told me that because of your work schedule, sometimes you may not be able to make something, so you can never schedule anything. Okay? You guys just handle the truth.
What did Riff Magos do? What did Max J do? What did I mean? I can keep going. There's a lot of people that was on your side when I was in.
Yeah, Max J didn't do anything to you. Damn.
I literally was destroying you day in and day out. And these are the people that was on your side. These are all the people that actually defended you against me. Human 2.0 was one of them motherfuckers. And Human 2.0 may not be around here, may not be one of my supporters per se, but he agrees with me now when it comes to you. I mean, literally everybody. Everybody.
I'm happy for you,
JB. What I'm saying is, what did all those people do to you?
Well, you see what he's doing. He rode every single MGTOW dick. He rode every single purple pill dick. Now he's over there riding the I am a creator dicks and the Cocks and the other fucking assholes over there. And pretty soon I don't know who else you can fuck, Eli. I mean, I see you in the channels. Hey, I think that's right. You're so great. We should hook up and we could talk sometime. We could do this and that. We can support one another. They don't even give you the time of day. It's sad. That's not a way to network. If you're going to network like Marcel Harding, which is going to pass you in subs here real quick.
Marcel Harding doesn't create any content. He's focusing 100% of the time on gaining subs.
That's not what his 800 subs think.
Right.
These people that are connecting with him are doing him a favor, and they're doing a sub for sub when you have nothing of value to offer beyond.
So you openly confess that the I Am a Creator movement is sub for sub.
It is not sub for sub, but some people treat it that way.
Oh, and everybody but you.
Listen, shut the fuck up and let me talk. You've been talking all fucking night.
Come on.
You guys gotta fucking speak for once, man.
You tell him, Cuck.
Get mad.
I can eject you out of this shit. I actually have the mod control that you gave me on this channel because we run this together. Anyway, look, control. It's more than mod. I can start streams and shit. And
okay, yes, I helped you. Yes, you got mods. You got control of the channel as well. Congratulations.
Look at the high quality. the high quality HD, right?
Yes, it's because you're using Dana's resources. Congratulations. Good job.
Right. So you should be fucking happy that I'm using her fucking resources.
I literally just said the words good job. All right, so Cuck's not going to answer why he
I
backstabs
actually
everyone.
gave my woman credit for one thing, saying that she had a resource that came in handy for not only myself, but for your ass as well, JB.
No, I was fine. I ran the stream perfect last week. Anyways, moving on.
I think it'd be easier to pull chicken teeth than it is to get a solid answer out of Eli. It'd be easier to get blood from a stone at Eli to just fucking answer a question.
Hey, Cicely, let me ask
What?
you this. If that's
What?
the way you feel about me, then why do you continue to message me on Hangouts and talk with me? Why don't you just ignore me and go on
Oh,
with your...
for fuck's sake.
Why wouldn't you just do that? Right? It's so simple, man.
So what? What? Now you're going to sit there and act like I message you every day and I message you constantly. Hey, buddy, how are you? No, that's not what's going on. Get real.
All right.
I'd like to see a live stream again. I won't lie. I'd like to see a live stream again. And you said you were going to live stream this week. You never do anything you say you're going to do.
I'm going live in 1 hour after this show's done. 1 hour.
What's the topic, Cuck? What's the topic?
There's no topic. It's going to be about, helping out the hashtag I am a creator community.
Oh, it's
Right, riding that dick.
Getting back to the sub.
Right, riding that dick. Sub for sub, riding that dick till it goes limp.
Let me tell you something. I've been interviewing people on my channel every week, and I'm interviewing James Cox, who is one of the major contributors of the hashtag.
Nobody is concerned with what you're doing with people's cocks. Let's just, all right. This
Shut
show
up.
is getting, this turned into a shit.
Last name is Cox. James C-O-X. Cox.
Yeah.
Not C-O-C-K-S, JB. Like Courtney Cox, you probably remember Courtney Cox back in the days. Michael J. Fox and Family Ties and all that shit. Courtney Cox.
Whatever, Cuck. Look, man. This is. Go ahead and do your little Cuck stream. Anyways, listen, man. The point that I think Cicely was making, that I was trying to make, that you dodged, is that you have no problem stabbing people in the back. I keep that shit in my mind. Just so you know that. And so at the end of the day, this is why people, you always think it's a right left thing. No, people have a problem with you because you're just a horrible person. You're literally one of the biggest scumbags this world has ever seen.
I have no problem removing myself from a toxic waste field, JB.
But it wasn't toxic.
You are the toxic waste field.
Those were your friends.
Why do you think you don't get any donations? Why do you think you have one Patreon? I was your first one. I withdrew that too because I felt bad for you. Why do you think people around here have friendships and have bonds and can talk about things like serious shit out here? You are just like you're like a fucking pimple on the ass of just YouTube, man. It's sad.
Why do you care so much?
I don't really care, to be quite honest, Eli. But you walk around here toting yourself like you're this wonderful fucking person. You're a piss ant.
There you have it, folks. There you have it. Cuck, let me ask you, do you, all jokes aside, co-host to co-host, do you like playing the heel? Is that what this is? Do you like being like, you ever watch wrestling when you was a kid? You know what a heel is? Do you like being the heel here?
Do I
I think he's just a turd.
The heel?
Do you like being the heel?
Like the meme and stuff?
No,
it's like the bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy. The people, like for instance, have you ever watched wrestling, Cuck?
The antagonist.
There's the good guys and the bad guys. The bad guy really plays that. It's usually my role. That is actually my role, honestly. I try to be the bad guy. It's the image I've always portrayed online. I'm the guy you're supposed to hate.
You're the bad cop and I'm the good cop.
No, you're not a good anything. So I'm asking you, are you trying to play the bad guy? Is this an act? Are you trying to play this to the fullest? Like, are you trying to be a fucking dick face?
You know what, JB? Here's the thing. I give what I get. And you know what? If something doesn't make sense for me, I pull out. I withdraw.
Oh boy.
Well,
And you know what? Why do you guys care so much?
I've already told you because I'm in an immediate business relationship with you. I am actually doing a show with you daily. That's why I care.
Listen, JB, you were the one that made this proposal to me, this business proposal.
Okay, that does not defeat the purpose, Cuck. The point of you're missing. You always dodge this shit.
It's in his interest to make sure it stays that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, I bring some value.
Nobody said you do. Why do you always do that? You asked why we care. Obviously, if I do it, if I
fucking care,
Cuck, I just answered you. If I do a weekly show with you, of course your business ethics would matter to me. Would it not? Doesn't that make sense?
From a business standpoint, I am a fucking genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and end the stream, Cuck. This is, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys so much for being here in the King of the Cuck show. As you can see, for so many days in a row, this motherfucker can't answer a question straight up. He can't get it. He can't at all. So I don't understand what's going on with you, Cuck, and why you struggle with conversation so much. But let's go ahead and let Cicely have a last word. Cicely, before you get on out of here, we'll probably all meet again at Eli's stream. I gotta make me something to eat. Cicely, any final words?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It is a good show. The idea is a genius idea, JB. But for whatever reason, Eli is sitting back playing the old limp noodle.
Yeah,
and he's just not participating much. And the whole point of this was to have, like you said before, a banter back and forth. And unfortunately, Eli doesn't even seem to be able to stand up for his own beliefs. He can't even formulate his own prognosis and his own opinion, nor can he stand up for himself and actually express it. So it's making for a really, really difficult show, and it's killing the vibe, to be quite honest. But I hope it gets better because it's a great idea, and it will be good if he gets on board.
All right, there we have it from a Cicely. Any response to that, Cuck?
No.
No. No. God.
It angers me so much more when I don't feed the fuel of the already.
It doesn't anger me at all, Eli. To be honest with you, it doesn't bother me one bit. It really doesn't. I just don't want anybody else that thinks you're a good person to get screwed over like you did to me. That's all.
I don't screw over good people. I don't screw over people, period. I withdraw myself from toxic. That's it.
Not what you just said. You said you're willing to stab anybody in the back it takes to get to the top. The top of what? The shit heap?
Right.
That's not what I said. Anyway, JB, I'm going to start exit music.
Yes, it is what you said.
Eli, no.
Jesus Christ.
Your final words before we get out of here, Cuck. I mean, this is...
My final words.
Good night.
Hey, Cicely, thanks for being here. JB, thank you so much for... All right, I'm about to eject the motherfucker from this fucking thing.
All right. Now, everybody, obviously, this has been the third episode of The King and the Cuck. What we did learn is what we always knew anyway. But earlier, it was a privilege to have Howard Dare on. I think we had a lot of good political discourse. And then things turned to shit once we got back to the Cuck talking instead of listening. And I think that's kind of the way it ended. So, Cuckface, I will give you credit. You've made it through now 3 weeks on the show. I will give you credit for that. Any final words coming from you before we get on out? I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead and end it when you're ready to. Thank you, everybody watching. If you guys want to contribute to either me or that Cuck bastard, the links are in the description box. Go ahead, Cuck.
Well, I'd be surprised if anybody actually from the MGTOW community gave me a penny.
Oh, stop guilting motherfuckers, man.
No, they're not going to give shit. But the bottom line is I don't expect it from them anyway. But no, everything's all good. You know what? Hey, even people that know a lot learn every day. I learned something new here today from you, from Howard Dare. And you know what? I look forward to the future possibilities of where these relationships go. Hopefully, when Howard Dare starts the live stream again, hopefully he's unbanned a bunch of those people that his mods wrongfully banned. I was one of them. So,
by the way, they did contribute to you. You just wouldn't read them if you remember right.
well, no one has contributed to me tonight, at least as far as I've.
No, I mean, it's been a slow night with that. That has nothing to do with you, man. Maybe they're just not. Maybe it's just their week. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Actually, I've got to actually mention, and I just noticed this. This was about 6 minutes ago. I want to thank you to Austin Ward for the $5 PayPal. Greatly appreciate you, man. You are a good man, and you know what? You got if you want to bring your channel back and keep growing it, man, I will support you as well, man. I really appreciate it. And coming soon, I'll have some more content that's Patreon only exclusive for people that are Patreons of mine, like Austin Ward is as well. So thank you very much. Glad you mentioned it, JB, so I can go and check it one last time. I checked my email and there it was. Thank you, Austin.
See, that's the point. Is that you can't continuously worry about stuff like that. Yeah, we read them out loud, but Cuck, you have to realize that's just kind of the way things go. And you did the majority of your streams and didn't get anything. So bashing this community, all because you feel one way and you refuse to read their donations until like that one. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be appreciative when you're getting, and you got to be appreciative when you're not. That's what I'm saying, Cuck. At the end of the day, you got to be appreciative when you're not as well. So it's just the way it is, man. And the truth of this is there's more eyes on you right now and during this show than of any other time, Cuck. So just understand that these people have embraced you. Howard Dare never went on your show, but he had no problem coming on your show now that you're part of. Chris Cantu's even agreed to be here. You know what I mean? Appreciate the fact that you're being embraced, at least in some way, even if it's just for entertainment, from the motherfuckers viewing you. These people here have sat here and watched you for almost 3 hours. And if you're not going to show appreciation to them, then you can't expect their attitudes towards your punk ass to ever change. And so that's the truth, Cuck. All right, now go ahead and wrap us up with your gay ass indie music.
A couple pieces of stats before we wrap it up here. I'm going to start playing the music. The average view duration. Oh, let me just mention this. The total amount of watch hours for this one show tonight so far right now is 68 hours. That's phenomenal. Okay.
Great.
The average view duration is unlike anything I've seen before, and it keeps going up. The average view duration for this show tonight, for every person, we had 141 people that have viewed it so far. 29 minutes and 4 seconds, JB. That's fucking fantastic. Yeah, 29 minutes. What's that?
I know that.
Unbelievable.
Right.
I think, JB, I will thank you before we wrap it up and start playing the music for creating a good show and coming up with a good idea. And we'll see where it goes in the future. And next week I won't be as tired and I'll open up more. Fair enough. You ready?
All right. Yeah, play your shit.
All right. You've been listening to the King of the Cuck Show live. I've been one of your co-hosts, or whatever you want to call me. My name is Coach
Cuck host. You're the Cuck host. The Cuck host.
Yeah, whatever. AKA the Morning Rooster.
You see the way his face gyrated towards that mic? You're such a faggot. Just go ahead.
Morning Rooster. Hey, by the way, as far as Big John not being here tonight, I didn't mention this. I've been trying to reach out to Big John since Sunday, and we had talked about this show for weeks. He was going to be on, and he put out a video earlier today for the Society for Men's Freedom, and haven't heard from him. So I don't know if John's mad at me, or if he's just too busy, or if he's got a lot of other things going on. But I don't know. Hopefully he'll get back to me soon, and we'll schedule him for a future episode of the King of the Cuck here. But yeah, as always, JB, I'd like to end the show with a double dose of the morning rooster.
Oh, come on. Stop that rooster faggot shit.